game which in previous years would have attracted somewhere near 100,000. Small crowd here to watch Collingwood and Richmond, traditional rivals over a long time. Bowled over at the start was Francis. Collingwood free kick relayed. It's coming back towards the centre of the ground, and Francis will take the free. Made a big difference when he joined the Pies last year, and he and Scott Russell contributed largely to their premiership drought being broken. Brown, back to Russell. Francis puts it wide, a little bit too wide. Right. Brownlow runner-up last year, making his league return. Couldn't quite keep it in, and that'll be a throw-in 55 metres out.
Good to see Graham Wright back in that Collingwood side too. The integral part of that premiership win. Here's Krasiska with a quick hand pass to Banks, obviously lining up. Oh, an indiscriminate kick, dangerous by Gavin Krasiska.
And interestingly, Peter, Stephen Ryan, who we usually see on a wing, has lined up a centre-half back for Richmond.
This is young Wayne Campbell. I saw last week, is that a free kick in the back? Umpire said no. As we see Monkhorst to the half-forward line, punched down by Campbell. This is Turner. Players trying to get it out of the pack. Krasiska in after it, has got it. Handball is smothered. Matthew Knight's first possession of the game, a quick hand pass, smothered off the hands by Krasiska, and over the line it goes at halfway between centre wing and half forward. Now, Richmond are to have any chance, I'll need a big game for Matthew Knights.
Cloak, Starcevic beats him straight back out of bounds.
He looks pretty pumped up, Clokey, playing against his old side.
Well, actually, the season he's had in 1991 has been astounding, really. He'd retired, he was gone for all money, and this time it's Cloak who knocks it back out of bounds. But he'd probably have about 6 Brownlow votes up.
Well, Gerard and I had a drink with him after the Footscray game last week, and he was pumped up, then he couldn't wait for this game, Drew.
Cloak and Starcevic again. Comes to the back, and the hand pass Underwood's intercepted here, and Francis runs onto it, pops it up to the goal square, and a clever mark, an excellent mark taken by Markov against his old side.
Yes, great mark by Johnny Markov, and a beautiful kick. Stephen Ryan, as Gerard Healy said, playing at centre half back. Probably a good move too, as he kicks to the half forward line. This is Des Ryan, his brother. Now, was he held by Morwood, and then maybe Morwood could have been held, and the umpire paying the advantage. Scott Russell to Barwick. Barwick running to the half forward line. He'll go for the long bomb in towards full forward. Manson and Dacos, almost another mark to Markov. In goes Krasiska, he loses it. Grabbed by Tony Free, another player it's great to see back in the side for Richmond. This is, bad hand pass. It really was a bad hand pass by Starcevic, and Richmond take it away. This is Waitman. Waitman to the full forward line. A poor kick by Dale Waitman straight to Turner.
Turner. It comes off here to Young. Young gets free, 40 metres out from goals. Knocked forward by Shaw. Back to Young, a left foot snap. It's close. Doesn't quite make it, and is rushed through for a behind by... Yes, it did make it for a point. I thought Craig Kelly got a fist on it. Kelly, a last-minute inclusion for Collingwood, replacing Darren Mullane.
And I see Terry Keys, the danger man for Richmond. He kicked 7 goals, an ex-Collingwood player. He's been picked up by the human blanket in Mickey Gafer.
Well, Gerard, I haven't seen so many mistakes made in 2 minutes of football in my life.
Well, I think Richmond are pretty pumped up. They've only had 1 victory for the year, and they're fairly determined to make sure that this is their second.
Barwick, a bad kick, and unusual for him. An easy mark taken by young Wayne Campbell. He's got a lot of talent. The short one is on the lead, good lead. But I like this player, Jeff Hogg. I predicted he's good enough to kick 100 goals. And, well, I just think he leads at the right time.
Well, at this stage, Peter, he's got 77 to go. So well, he's averaging 3 goals for the game, so 3 goals a game.
Picked at full back. Good to see him on the forward line.
Well, he'll have to kick from about 48 metres. Won't be easy. No, he's hooked it up in the goal square. They need someone to take a big mark. Oh, big mark! Did he take it? No, umpire calls play on. That was Keys. Socket off the ground. It's a goal. I think it was Gale. Brendan Gale. Great start for the Tigers. 1-1. Richmond, Collingwood yet to score.
And here we see Brendan Gale getting what probably is what we'd consider a Rovers goal. Not, you wouldn't see him kick too many of those. Terry Keys went up for the big fly, and I thought he probably could have been paid that mark, but the umpire called play on, and Brendan Gale, a player that I think has got a lot of ability and really has to produce for Richmond to improve, kicked a very good goal.
Well, it's great to see him get his hands on the, well, get a goal on the board so early. Saw him earlier in the season with a blank sheet. Umpires Brendan Carland and Murray Bird in charge here today. Monkhorst, after being dropped for a week. Knights intercepts. Waitman, high kick to half forward. Naish the only chance for Richmond. Barwick takes the mark. Kick by Barwick, short of centre wing. Starcevic had an excellent season. Oh, and that ball is knocked out of bounds by Underwood. Andrew Underwood, ex-Essendon player, and playing his first senior game for the Tigers after dominating in the reserves since he's been with Richmond. Cloak and Monkhorst. Cloak was virtually disposed of by Collingwood to give the youngster a go, and look how well Cloak's going. Oh, great hand pass out to Knights. Comes to Young. Young going defensively. Short passes cleverly. Underwood, 55 metres out. Up towards the goal square. Misses Hogg and everything by a long way. And the ball out of play.
That was a poor kick from Derek Underwood, and he's got better skills than that. Maybe a little bit nervous playing his first game for his new club.
Actually, Derek Underwood might have been proud of that. He spun it away. It's Andrew.
Andrew Underwood there. That's Monkhorst trying to get his boot the ball. Christian. Remember, Collingwood haven't played for 17 days. That's Francis to Turner. Turner to the centre of the ground. Paul Williams dropped it. There's Wright. Now it's Morwood. Was caught high. Free kicks played. Advantage for Siska. Back up support from Turner. Turner coming through the middle. The short one is on. It's a bad pass. Oh, bad mistake though. That was by Turner, who waited for the ball to come to him. Brown shovels it out. Francis. Now Tony Shaw from 40 metres fires in a goal. A wrestling match going on. It could have been a free kick to Richmond against Manson. No doubt about that. And good use of the body. And that's John Markov doing well in the early stages.
Played 3 games with Collingwood in the seniors. He was there for a long time. Got a second chance with the Tigers. Monkhorst knocks it down to the front. Stephen Ryan, leading goal kicker last year, playing centre half back. Free. Best and fairest a couple of years ago. Bang! Over the centre of the ground. Richmond free. Comes here to Campbell. Now it's Des Ryan. Takes it quickly with the hand pass, but it's got to come back. Ryan from near the centre circle. Inside half forward. Naish!
Young Chris Naish had a good start to the year, kicked half a dozen goals in the opening game against St Kilda at Waverley. Has dropped off his form in the last couple, and hopefully he can bounce back with a good performance today.
Kick by Naish. Oh, he tried for big distance, got no accuracy and out of bounds, and that's a disappointment. Underwood's kick a shocker, Naish is a shocker. It's 1-1 to nothing. It could well have been 3 or 4 goals to nothing.
Yes, 2 bad skill errors that, because they've controlled the game, Richmond. Monkhorst at half back brings it round the grandstand wing. Cloak waits at the back. Knights read it well, tries to tap it on. He does so. Campbell brought to ground. Morwood cleverly. Krasiska. Hand pass to Tony Shaw. Beautiful play by the Magpies. Tony Shaw goes inside. Graham Wright bounces with the left hand. Now kicks with the right foot. The long bomb in towards full forward. Manson and Markov. Markov did well to punch it over the line. And food for a behind for the Magpies. And that's their first score.
Yes, and Tony Free has been given the job on Peter Dacos, the ever dangerous Dacos. And I guess the reason for that is they think there's a bit of a weakness with Dacos' negative work and possibly get an advantage running off Peter.
Kick in by Markov. Punch to the front by Monkhorst. Out by Banks. Richmond gains some ground here. Pies there are plenty. The third one picks up Tony Shaw. Manson from behind. Man in front takes the mark. Michael Pickering. Back he goes with the hand pass across the half back line. And a chance here for Campbell. Under pressure from Krasiska. Oh, Campbell did pretty well then. Krasiska, a premiership player, And Campbell just playing his 4th league game, an 18-year-old youngster.
I saw him last week, as I said, Drew, against Footscray. He just showed a little bit of class at various stages of the game. There's Lambert with a guy. Was grabbed. Knights was grabbed by the arm, Matthew Knights.
And he's been tagged by Tony Shaw and got away from him a couple of times now.
Well, he's got 2 loose men in the middle, but he goes the other option, David Cloak. He'll be fired up. Now he's going the short one, David Cloak. A beautiful pass. He's found Barry Young. Oh, look at that lead. That's great football. And the mark is taken by Keys. Now, Keys, another former Collingwood player, so he'll be out to show something, Gerard.
Yes, he certainly would. And I think it's been a great pickup by Collingwood. This boy was going nowhere at Collingwood. Terry Keys fired for them last week, but I'm impressed by the way Barry Young started. He's had 3 kicks already, and he was the one responsible for putting that on the chest of Terry Keys.
Well, Keys is a great kick normally. A cute angle, though. As he stabs at that, will it come back? I don't think so. No, it's to the left. But Richmond, very impressive so far. Collingwood taking a while to find their legs. 1 goal, 2-8 to a solitary behind. But they haven't played for 17 days, Gerard, and the sides that have had the bye haven't performed too well this year.
I think 3 out of the last 4, Peter, have gone down after the bye. Most people thought after a torrid week of training from Lee Matthews that this wouldn't happen to Collingwood, but they're playing poorly at the moment.
Barwick, an unusual role for him. He kicks in, kicks at about 70 metres. Francis was there, went without it. Morwood goes back. Christian to Francis. Up towards centre half forward. Starcevic. Not quite the mark. Under pressure from Ryan. Russell. Beautiful hand pass over the top to Shaw. The skipper for the first goal celebrates his 250th by getting the Pies on the board.
Tony Shaw received the handball over the top, running through the centre there. Was under very, very little pressure, and there's his man in Knights, who should have been far closer. And Tony Shaw kicked what was an easy goal for him in his 250th game.
Richmond by 1 point. Monkhorst gets at the ground. That was Francis with a hurry kick to the half-forward line. Stephen Ryan looks pretty good at half-back too, as he kicks it out in front of Lambert. Lambert versus Turner. Well done, Lambert. That was brilliant. That was great play to Young. He might have to come back to Lambert here. He tried to, but taken away by Morwood. Umpire calls play on. Hand pass comes to Russell. Collingwood off and running. Francis, the 2 South Australians combining. Beautiful low trajectory pass. Great pass. And a good mark to Gavin Brown. 55 metres. Might test him out for distance. He's looking for the short one. Manson's calling it back in the square. Manson will come from behind. Rakov in front. Take it away. Oh, Free ran into trouble, but gets his boot the ball. He ducked the head, and he's going to get a free kick. A little bit lucky. He put the head down, but he's a very good player, Tony Free. He transfers play, and he's found his captain, Dale Waitman.
Waitman picked in the Victorian side during the week, and this mark is taken by Underwood, the ex-South Australian, ex-Adelaide. Clever tap on here to Richmond's advantage, but it comes away to Russell. Russell good enough to get a ball in a pretty congested, fierce pack. Great pass, Francis. That's Brown right in front, and Gavin Brown about 30 metres from goal.
That all resulted from a very poor disposal from Andrew Underwood. As I said earlier, perhaps a little bit nervous. He obviously wants to impress for his new club and get his career back on the road, but certainly he'll have to improve in his disposal.
Richmond dominated the first 10 minutes of the game. Now Collingwood could lead. Brown's kick is good. So Collingwood lead 2-1 to 1-2.
Well, Gavin Brown, as we know, is one of the exciting prospects and one of the great players of the 90s. We saw him in a real melee in the grand final last year and come back on and kicked important goals for Collingwood. He's really had a slow start this season through suspension, but he's back on track now.
The Magpies by 5 points. Centre of the ground. Vital area. Could have been a free kick to Knights. Advantage paid. Waitman the short one. Hogg. Oh, beautiful mark. Oh, great lead. Great pass. And what a top mark under extreme pressure.
Well, it's great use of the arm there by Jeffrey Hogg. He kept his Collingwood opponent out, pushing him away with his left hand, and then just at the vital time broke free and took the ball very cleanly in both hands.
Well, at times his kicking can be a little bit indifferent. He should not miss this from 25, 30 metres directly in front. Oh, he looks a bit nervous. He's twiddling that ball around. That's not a sign of things to come as Jeff Hogg kicks, no doubt about it, right through the middle. So the Tigers fight back and they lead by a point.
Well, that was a great pass from Dale Waitman. Will be one of the players that will be considered for the state captaincy when they play South Australia in a week or so's time. And if Jeff Hogg can continue to lead and take the ball cleanly, he might be in for a field day.
Jeff Hogg, 5th on the goal kickers list. He was named at full back, thankfully lined up at full forward. Lambert goes back with his hand pass. Bannock, high kick to half forward. Almost a Gale. Waitman following up, takes one high, no free for that. Russell balks the hand pass. Oh, fumbled by Shaw, but he gets out of it. Monkhurst, Barwick, dragged down from behind the top tackle. It spills to Lambert. Naish all open for Richmond, and Naish has got it 25 metres out right in front. And the Tigers are putting on real pressure.
And importantly, we saw Lambert have 3 options there to pass it to. He took the right one. He just chipped a short kick over, which gives Naish a set chance for an easy goal.
Richmond impressive at the start. Tigers lead 3-2 to 2-1.
We saw a turnover of the ball there at centre half forward for the Tigers. Tony Shaw slipped at the crucial moment. With desperation, he punched the ball out. But we saw Barwick get tackled from behind. There was the turnover. And a short chip kick from Lambert, who gave Naish an easy shot at goal, who kicked a hell of a lot better than his first attempt at goal.
Umpire Brendan Carlin bounces the ball. Cloak versus Monkhorst. Monkhorst, the quick kick. Bannock. Oh, trapped that beautifully. He's a very good player, Bannock. And look at his disposal. He found Lambert, and Knights is free. Oh, hand pass. He was grabbed. It'll be a free kick to Lambert. Advantage paid. Coming away with the ball is Andrew Underwood. Another shocking kick, Underwood. But Knights ran past the ball. A chance for Richmond again, but it's a free kick. Oh, the advantage paid. Jeff Hogg's got an open goal. He sprints in. He stabs. It's another one to Richmond. Wow, what about that? The Tigers playing well. 4-2 lead, Collingwood 2-1.
Well, the Tigers, 2 goals in a row there, have been on the receiving end of what would be questionable decisions about this advantage rule. We saw all the Collingwood players stop there, and Jeff Hogg running free was almost just a walk-up start for goal.
Richmond have kicked 3 goals in 3 minutes to convert a deficit to a 13-point lead. Back in the middle. That'll be a ball up.
And noticeably, Drew, that we see them, all the Tiger players sprinting in off the centre square. They're keen to get into the action, and that's the way they're going to get into this game.
David Cloak, the veteran, 36 years of age, beats Monkhorst. Comes to Krasiska. Can't clear the pack. Waitman for the Tigers. Nay, sure. Good play. Gee, that was a good mark. Wangaratta recruit. He's got Tigers running all over the place on the forward line. He comes across to Wayne Campbell, the youngster, up to the forward pocket, and getting himself free is Keys to take the mark, beating Gaffer.
Once again, we see good use of the body from Keys. He held his opponent back in Gaffer, then just at the last minute thrust himself forward to give himself space and take what's an easy mark. Good example for young players watching the game.
Well, we've seen some upsets this season, but nothing hardly could rival a Richmond victory over Collingwood. But at the moment, the Tigers going great guns. Did that get in? Not quite.
Well, really, Gerard, they should be a lot further in front, the amount of play they've had.
Yes, surprising to see Terry Keys miss that. Last week we saw him have 7 goals straight, and he was sensational in his shots at goal, Peter.
Barwick, who I reckon is a much better player up near the goals. The other end of the ground, the beautiful kick. Cloak tries to punch it down. Knights is there. He'll come over the back to try and grab this. Picked it up beautifully. Young. Great skills by Young. Now he's looking for the short one. Eventually kicks longer to the half-forward line. It's a free kick and a mark, whichever way you want to look at it, and it's Barwick. And the Richmond player is hurt. Who's that? It's Naish. So that's not a good sign. He's still down as Barwick to the half-forward line. Waitman. Kicks to wide open spaces. Cloak back with the flight of the ball. Traps it well, then taps it on. Bumped off it by Monkhorst and over the line. And I tell you what, there'll be... Monkhorst really was keeping David Cloak out of the side at Collingwood. So Cloakey, at 36 years of age, will be trying his heart out.
There's a 15-year difference. Monkhorst just 21. Monkhorst might have won this one slightly. Comes back to win possession. Good hand pass to Russell going past. Oh, this is great stuff by the Pies. Wright's got plenty of space. He needed it after the fumble. Across the ground he goes to Michael Christian. Near the centre circle. Haven't been forward for a long time, the Premiers. Starcevic. Knocked away by Ryan. Stephen Ryan after it would be happy to see out of bounds and finds it.
Well, Stephen Ryan started well on Craig Starcevic, who's been an important player for Collingwood. I think that's where he's going to make his marking league football at centre half back.
Well, he's been playing on the wing and going down and kicking goals at various times. It's a free kick to Turner, I would say. Oh, boy. He was in front, Turner. The umpire has paid it to the man behind. I'm obviously saying shepherding, but very stiff to Turner then. Starcevic has got it, and a very doubtful free kick, that one. But Starcevic will kick from 55. A high floater right up into the goal square. Can someone take a mark? Dacos, the dangerous Dacos, a quick hand pass. Brown lying on top of it. Manson, Dacos around the corner, hooks it back, it looks good. Great goal. So the Magpies fight back a brilliant goal to Dacos, and Richmond 4-3, lead Collingwood 3-1.
And great to see the Magician getting a goal on the board. He's been under a lot of pressure this week. And terrific to see the skills of the mercurial Dacos. Received the handball there from Charles Manson, who isn't noted for his skills, close to the ground level, and Dacos didn't let him down.
Charles Manson.
Killer. Back in the centre. Monkhorst wins the tap. But Des Ryan goes backwards to Cloak with his hand pass. Cloak a sidestep once, not twice. Morwood gets him. Tigers have come up with it again though. Knights is there. Taken by Morwood a second time. Round the corner he goes. Starcevic. Ooh, he could have been cleaned up then. Gets the hand pass away. Dacos. Peter Dacos for his second in a minute. He missed it.
He ran too far. The umpire is paid for running too far, Drew.
I think that just probably indicates that Peter Dacos is just down a little bit on confidence. If he was at his best, he would have plugged that ball from about 5 yards earlier. But he tried to run in and make it an easier shot.
Well, Stephen Ryan has found Anthony Bannock. Bannock still in the back pocket region. Collingwood supporters in full voice. They didn't agree with that one. Cloak takes front position, taps it out. That was Gale getting it to Mrakov, and Mrakov a shocker. Straight off the side of the boot and out of bounds on the full. So it'll be a penalty kick to Turner. Turner's going short. Unmanned is Michael Christian. Oh, he went to play on, slip. Gets away from young Campbell. Christian to the half forward line. Monkhorst sets himself. Can't take it. Tapped to the line by Bannock. That was good play and helped it on its way. Oh, boy. He really tapped that over the line. He's a little bit lucky.
Well, I think it was the right thing to do there, Anthony Bannock. We saw yesterday Kieran Spawn bring one in that probably cost him the game against the Eagles.
Tough in the clinches. Lambert, a great hand pass out. And the Tigers out of trouble through Naish. Centre wing, all Collingwood. Off the hands, Des Ryan got a touch. Morwood in fighting for it. Turner, haven't seen him yet. Kicked by Jamie Turner, close to out of bounds. Krasiska. A free kick going to be paid here. And is to be taken by Naish, who's been a prominent player for Richmond in this first quarter. That's his fifth kick. Off hands to Waitman. He was legged. No whistle. Spills to Tony Shaw. Round the corner. Naish again. 4 marks, 6 kicks to centre half forward. Ryan, bouncing ball, he gathered it well. Lost it in the tackle. It spills to Morwood. All Collingwood now. Shaw through the middle. Over the top he goes. Running onto it is Banks. Banks 75 metres out. Long kick to full forward. Manson. Well, the turnover at centre half back was critical. And Collingwood should get a goal out of it. Man on the mark is Mrakov, only about 15 metres from goal, so Manson shouldn't have any trouble. bent it back just enough. Yes. Collingwood still in it, just 2 points down.
Yes, and we saw Mrakov behind Charles Manson there, and Manson is too big to play from behind. He's got to take the front spot. Had a great, there's a great mark we saw from Manson, and he didn't let him down with the goal.
Moncourse is punched away by Knights to the half-forward line, taken by Turner. Turner to half-forward, Starcevic at the back, punches it on. Stephen Ryan did well to get in front. Here's the dangerous Gavin Brown. Hooks it back towards half-forward. Well done by Knights. Went without it, though. Good play by Starcevic. The tackle on Krasiska. Over to Francis. Handball to Brown. Brown the banks. Back to Manson into an open goal. Great play, the Magpies. Second goal to Manson. 5-1 to 4-3.
There was about 5 Collingwood players involved in that goal. It was like a training drill, a bit of really quick hands. We saw an exhibition of the real skills that the players possess now. Whilst under pressure, they can still pinpoint those very short, sharp handballs, resulting in James Manson's second goal.
Back in the centre, and the Pies are in front. This worthy of a crowd of about 90,000. Melbourne not in possession. Tony Francis will take the free. Kick by Francis to half forward. Brown, oh, good mark. Bannock, some sort of a half-hearted attempt to put a hand on that one. Brown from too far out to score. Manson. Spoil. Dacos couldn't keep it in, and the ball out of play.
We saw Gavin Brown just pull his kick a little bit there.
Free kick against Dacos behind the play for holding.
It's unbelievable.
Rather than go for the long shot at goal, Gavin Brown just dropped that just in front of the centre square goal.
Kick in by Free. Marked by Moncourse. Too far out to score. Thumps it short of the edge of the goal square. Manson again crashes the pack. Markov spirals a torpedo out of defence. Covers about 60 metres. Lambert, surface a bit slippery. He and ball out of play.
Well, the ball almost on centre wing. I wonder if they're wearing rubbers. A couple of those players, the way they're slipping. Cloak versus Moncourse. Lambert couldn't trap it. Turner taken away from him by Lambert. Cloak taps it on. Cops one round the neck. And the ball is forced over the line. But good battling play by Cloak.
Yes, and also with Craig Lambert. He's fantastic in those tight clinches.
Very, very good player, Lambert. Best on ground against Footscray last week. There he goes again, as he took a dive on that occasion. So good umpiring to let that go. Turner in after it. Quick kick goes about 2 feet. Grabbed by Campbell. Gale is at half forward. Was he pushed out of it? No, he played for the free kick then. Christian to Tony Shaw. Shaw wide. Barwick onto the left foot. Doug Barwick is a beautiful kick. Stephen Ryan and Starcevic. Starcevic is off and running from 50 metres. He fires for goal. Beautiful long kick, Starcevic. What a great goal. The Magpies finally getting it together. 6-1 to Richmond 4-3.
Great body work once again from Craig Starcevic. He knew he had Stephen Ryan in the wrong position. He held him out. Stephen Ryan unfortunately went to ground, which is a mortal sin in football, which allowed Craig Starcevic to waltz in, which was a fairly good goal from about 45 yards out.
It'll be a long quarter. We've had 10 goals kicked. Fluctuating affair here at the MCG. Knock forward. Comes to Barwick. Great kick by Barwick over the head of Banks, and a fine mark is taken here by Scott Turner. First time we've seen him. Puts it wide. Out to the skipper, Waitman, forward of centre wing. Richmond have numbers here. Waitman not using men round him, going long. Hogg at full forward. Oh, big climb by Keys, no mark. Gafer gets the hand pass out. It's intercepted. Knocked forward, down goes Lambert. Grabbed by Turner. Christian, good gather. Good running by Russell. Through the cricket pitch area, Scott Russell. The hand pass long for Moncourse. He can't drag it in. He'll get a free kick. Got to come back. Moncourse has it 55 metres out from goal.
Well, Gerard and I are shaking our head. What was it for, Drew?
I'm not sure that he was in possession when he was grabbed.
Bewildering.
Puts it high. Cloak has front position. Manson works to the front and beats him. Well, at one stage, Richmond kicked 3 in a row, and now the Pies are going to kick 3 in a row to hit back.
Well, he was the only one who went for the ball there, Manson. We saw Cloak waiting for the pack to jump all over him. Mrakoff didn't go with his man, and that's what a backman always has to do. He can't wait around and leave it for somebody else. And here's James Manson kicking what should be his 3rd goal.
A hat-trick in the first quarter, and Collingwood now have a pretty big lead after being threatened by the Tigers.
Once again, we see those costly turnovers. Richmond had it in their attacking zone, players all around the ground, all around the ball. And it should have been some sort of scoring opportunity for the Tigers, but they're allowing the ball to come out of that back line too easily, Peter.
Dead right. Manson looking dangerous with his marking power. (7-1) plays 4-3. Brendan Gale punches it to the half-forward line. The siren about to go. And there it is. After very entertaining first quarter, the Magpies have hit back the lead 7-1, 43 to Richmond 4-3, 27.
Sure, nice.
The bounce of the ball to start the second quarter here at the MCG. Very entertaining first quarter. One is pretty even, although Collingwood leading on the scoreboard. That was Campbell getting it to Cloak. Cloak steadies, kicks long down to the pocket. The Collingwood players in front, and if you're playing front, you're liable to take the mark, as Craig Kelly did. He's gone short looking for Morwood. Morwood has taken it, and the Magpies rebounding out of defence. Shane Morwood goes wide with a quick hand pass. Tony Francis towards half forward, 2-on-1. Richmond had the ascendancy. Here's Matthew Knights. He's got it. Oh, smothered beautifully. That hand pass by Tony Shaw. Starcevic. Monkhorst from half forward. Too slow to get rid of it. That allows Lambert to come in. Ridden into the ground, Lambert. Matthew Knights, he loses in the tackle. Banks, a clever little kick around the corner. It's thumped away by Pickering, but it's all Collingwood. Tony Shaw again. Back it comes to Gavin Krosiska. Krosiska up in front of goal. Danger here because Manson comes from the back. No mark. The dangerous Dacos has got a lovely hand pass to Russell. He fires in a goal. And it's a goal on the board again to the Magpies. First goal to Scott Russell. Great start by the Collingwood side. 8-1 to 4-3.
Well, you can put that goal down to the skills of Peter Dacos. Read that ball beautifully off the pack. A quick handball out to Scott Russell, who chipped a goal from 15 yards out. And Dacos has just got on top of Tony Free in the last 15 minutes of the first quarter. And he's going to have to tighten right up. I think Tony Free just takes his eye off the ball when it gets into the vicinity. Rather than looking at Dacos, he's watching that ball.
Well, Richmond probably should have had a lead in the first quarter. All of a sudden, Collingwood lead by 22 points. Monkhorst gets it down to Banks. Round the corner, Starcevic feeds off the hand pass. Krosiska from 40. Brown on the turn. Great snap! Just offline and through for a behind. And now Collingwood looking like a premiership machine at the moment as they bring up their half century. 8-2 to 4-3.
The intensity of Richmond's tackling has really dropped in the last 10 minutes of this game.
John Markov, beautiful kick. Former Collingwood player to the half-back line looking for Cloak. Now they're off and running. Richmond. Waitman receives from Knights. The short one is on. The lead to Keys. Punched away by Gaper. Hogger's there also. Keys grabs it. Beautiful hand pass. Des Ryan, an open goal on the left foot. Oh, he might have... No, he's missed. That's a bad miss, because he was off and clear and maybe could have even steadied onto the right foot.
Well, I think he should have, Peter. That was clearly a poor mistake from Des Ryan, and was all set up for an easy goal. He could have even handballed on again.
Like Barwick. Cloak works to the front, can't take the mark. And it comes down here, and there was a chance. Paul Williams on the ground. Russell gives the hand pass. Morwood Round the boundary line. Stephen Ryan drops what he should have taken. Comes to Francis. Oh, he went for the bounce. It came unstuck. And Richmond back into the contest. Ryan back after it. Banks taps away from Turner. Puts it out in front. Williams runs onto it. Goes for the short pass. It carried just. No, it didn't. Play on, said the umpire. Williams again. Oh, he sent that to the boundary umpire. There was nobody there. And a chance for Richmond to get out of defence through Campbell. He had nobody to go to except the boundary line. Well, it looked a certain goal for Collingwood a couple of times.
Williams tried to go for the banana there, but he hit the ball on the wrong end of the ball, and we saw it go to the exact opposite spot.
Cloak versus Monkhorst. Campbell, the quick kick to the centre of the ground. Now, which way will it bounce? Barwick had to wait for it, but good enough to tap it on. Williams got it back towards Barwick. Now a chance. Richmond a real chance here. Underwood from 55 straightens up, kicks in a goal, and another bad miss by the Tigers. Really, they should be up with Collingwood on the scoreboard. The Collingwood player down in the centre of the ground. Now he doesn't look too good. 4-5 plays 8-2, and it's Barwick.
But another wasted opportunity from the Tigers. There's a handball on there from Underwood, and once again he selected the wrong option.
Well, Underwood's disposal has been diabolical. Williams to Krasisko. Where's the Richmond defence? Over the top. Christian had time to wait for it. Across the half-forward line he goes, and Starcevic takes the mark. Club teammates from WA came over together to Collingwood. And Starcevic looks a bit like Barry Gibb. And beat Jesus, is he going to kick this? From right in front, 40 metres out, he misses.
I wonder if he sings like Barry Gibb, Drew.
Barry might have made more money over the years.
8-3 to 4-5.
The Richmond backline really haven't got much chance if there's not any pressure put on in the centre of the ground.
Markov, a beautiful kick. Monkhorst at the back, goes for the fist. Beautiful tackle, allows Waitman to take it. He should kick this. He'll look down here for Hogg. Out comes Jeff Hogg. Kelly hotly pressing him. Knights has it punched away from him. Here's Morwood. Not a good kick by Morwood. It might bounce backwards, this one. No. Well done by Williams. Stephen Ryan ran straight at it. Now Starcevic. Free kick. Advantage paid. Williams. Russell. No, it's Tony Francis. Hooks it up in front of goal. Over the back, the dangerous Dacos. Brilliantly done. Swings onto the left foot. Peter Dacos hooks it back. And not far enough. One behind. But Richmond making some elementary errors there in defence. They should have punched that one on.
Yeah, well, that's the first thing you learn in junior school, Peter, that you punch from behind. But their big problem for mine at the moment is they're not applying any pressure whatsoever in the forward line. It's coming out of there at will, which makes it very difficult for the players up the ground.
Long kick in. Christian got high, couldn't take the mark. Waitman after it. Lambert balked the hand pass, puts one wide now. That's good play. Bannock in plenty of space. Inside half forward. Keys. Unmarked is Hogg. Hogg offers the lead now. Keys goes short to Jeff Hogg, who marks.
That's good forward play.
Yes, well, he got the kick to Hogg eventually, but he turned his back on the goals when he took the mark, admiring his own play rather than going back quickly and having a look to see what options were up forward. Luckily, he got the ball to Hogg, but at that stage, it should have been quicker and would have allowed Hogg to be closer to the goal than he is now.
This could break a bit of a goal drought for the Tigers, who hit the front midway through the first quarter and have been flogged since then. Hogg gets the goal. Three goals to Jeff Hogg.
Well, it was a good mark from Terry Keys. We know that he is strong in that area, but I was critical of him in the fact that once he hit the ground, he didn't get back quickly and get the ball on. But Hogg led twice, which was a good bit of offensive play in itself and resulted in his third goal.
Pete, prior to that goal, Collingwood had kicked 6 goals.
Yes, after a great start by the Tigers, here's Matthew Knights coming out of the centre. That's what they need. Quick kick to the half-forward line. Barwick versus Waitman. Oh, well done by Barwick. Very, very clever. Tapped it on. It is a beautiful kick of a ball, and that's no exception as he brings it to the half-forward line. Stephen Ryan did everything right, but just couldn't quite get there.
I'd just like to contradict you there, Peter. I thought he did a little bit wrong there, and when he went to bounce the ball down, he should have had his hands forward. He tapped the ball, tried to smother it to the ground, which gave him no opportunity.
Oh, you're a hard man, Jared, as we see Cloak. It's tapped down Lambert. Those little men are starting to fire. Bannock, long bomb to half forward. 2-on-1. The ball hits the deck. Should have been someone waiting down. Oh, some strong work in the clinches there. Lambert breaks the tackle. Danger for Collingwood. Beautiful chip pass. Wakeman can run on and kick an easy goal. He straightens up. He took his time. He kicks. Dale Wakeman goals. Richmond fighting back. That's the skipper's first. The Tigers move on to 6-5. Collingwood 8-4.
Well, once again, Craig Lambert showing his terrific skills in the clinches. He was responsible for turning that ball over. Balked, didn't blaze away, had a look up, and there was Dale Wakeman running free. And it was good judgment from Wakeman. He knew he was under pressure, but steadied and kicked a valuable goal.
Wakeman saying to his teammates, give me a bit of talk. Don't know that he was too sure that the man was that close to him. Williams, high kick under pressure. Knights going the wrong way, but a good pick up. Round the corner he goes. Wakeman. Oh, good mark by Williams, by Barwick.
They do look very alike, Drew, don't they?
Yep, Barwick into Christian. Great pass to Krasisko. A Tasmanian to a West Australian to a Queenslander, and now finally to a Victorian Brown. Gavin Brown right in front, the man on the mark about 40 metres from goal. Tigers have kicked the last two, but the Pies lead by 11 points. Way off the side of his boot. Just brings up a score.
There's a bad miss by Gavin Brown. He tried to relax, flip that ball around his hands. Now 2 goals the margin. Danger game this one for Collingwood. They haven't played for 17 days, and
Collingwood using the zone defence, which is giving Richmond a little bit of trouble to kick-ins.
Gale takes front position over the back. Young gets it out to Lambert. Oh, I don't know whether that was a good option. Jamie Turner, Graham Wright. Wright hooks it back to half forward. The dangerous Gavin Brown up in front. Over the back is Dacos. The Richmond defenders trying to get away with. Oh, they made a mistake because in comes Banks. Banks backwards. Monkhorst, a straight kick. It's a good one. It's a goal to Collingwood. Damien Monkhorst has kicked his first, and the Magpies steady as they kick their ninth. 9-5 plays 6-5.
Yes, well, Damien Monkhorst, his first game back after a couple of weeks. One was because of the bye, but he was dropped 2 weeks ago. And he'd be very determined to get more than 1 goal on the board to cement his place back in this side.
Now the Pies asserting themselves again. Williams tries to tap out, but the tap was too short. Wakeman, great gather by Nation, a terrific pass. What a beauty to Hogg.
Gee, that's good forward play, Jared.
Yes, well, you've been a big rap for this bloke over the years, Peter, and if he keeps leading like that, well, you may be right. He may end up topping the ton.
Well, he leads at the right time, doesn't he?
Yeah, he waited back magnificently there. Unlike Capper, who leads early and gets out around that 50-metre mark, he'll be shooting from only about 40 to 35 metres out.
Hogg for his fourth, makes no mistake. 2 in each quarter, and he keeps the Tigers within touch.
Well, Jeffrey Hogg's been averaging 3.8 goals per week, and he's already beaten that today. He's kicked 4 goals for the game, which is his 27th for the year. So, Peter, he's definitely on target for his 100.
Yes, he's a good full forward, Hogg, and I hope they leave him there. And I don't know about this, playing Hogg and Keys alongside each other. 2 goals the margin. Cloak brings it out of the centre, smothered off the boot. Now, really, the Tigers need another quick one. Krasisko swings onto the left foot, hooks it back to the half-forward line, a one-on-one contest, and a good mark. Taken down there, Michael Pickering. He's not a bad left foot kick either. He transfers play, good play to Tony Freed. All Freed ran very close into the man. Oh, shocking bounce. Eludes Gale. Taken away by Russell. Russell finds Alan Richardson, who's on the ground. to Richardson starting on interchange. Mark and Allen. The kick to the half-forward line. Christian. This is where the Magpies... Oh, short one. It comes off to Banks. Thought he might have gone a little bit wide then, but Banks just grabbed it before it went over the line. Dennis Banks, 31 years of age. Had a great year last year. Beautiful kick up in front of goal. Manson, bit of pushing and shoving. And which way is it going? It's going against Manson. And Mrakov, former Collingwood player, to take the kick.
John Mrakov playing his 4th AFL game.
Ooh.
3 for Collingwood and now 1 for the Tigers against Collingwood. Back to Mrakov, who's buried by Manson. What a tackle. Whoa, a beauty.
Bad hand pass.
Yeah, it wasn't on that handball. The Richmond player didn't even look to see that Manson was bearing down on Mrakov. Should not have given it out.
Cloak got rid of Monkhorst. He comes in after it again, David Cloak. They claimed holding the ball. Plenty of times that's been penalised this year, but this time it'll be a ball up.
I think they've gone a little bit easy on it in the last few weeks, Gerard.
Yes, I think they've changed their minds. There's been a lot of pressure in the media, and I'm sure that has got through to the umpires at top level.
Monkhorst and Cloak. Cloak gets that one down. Oh, unfortunately for him, it went straight to Russell. Russell dodges and weaves, fires at goal, Scott Russell, and slams it through. Lovely goal. That's his second. Russell, the ex-South Australian, and the Magpies steady again. 10-5 to 7-5.
Ran a mile.
Yes, he read that ball well from Cloak, though. Cloak went for the big knock, and he was there picking it up, and that's the sight that is sending shivers up and down the Victorian selectors' spines at the moment. They've got Russell and Francis that they've got to combat in a state game in a couple of weeks.
65 to 47. Gale wins in the middle, but it comes back from Collingwood. Banks. Richardson. They've got the ball, but they're losing ground. Back near the centre circle. Charging straight at the ball is Ryan. Richmond free kick.
Good work from Ryan. He's making his presence felt there at the moment.
Away to Lambert. He's kicked to centre half forward. Young got underneath the ball. Oh, Gale!
Courageous mark. Drew backed into the pack there. He's the boy that a lot of Richmond's future is basically dependent upon.
From Penguin in Tasmania, the north of Tasmania.
Richmond really need this. Breeze at his back. Distance he might get. Accuracy he does get. Great goal. Gale's second goal. And the Tigers giving plenty of check.
Yes, well, it was a terrific mark from Gale. He backed in. It was a courageous mark. He exposed himself to all sorts of injuries there, but he kept his eye on the ball, which was important. And most importantly, he went back and dropped that one from about 55 metres out. He's got plenty of ability, this fellow, and a lot expected from him.
Well, just under 12 minutes of play left in the second quarter, and now they've got to go on with it right here and now, Richmond. The quick kick is by Waitman to the half-forward line. A bad bounce allows Christian to come in over. He was legged. Will the advantage be paid? It is. Tony Shaw to Turner. Turner to the half-forward line. Stephen Ryan at the back. Starcevic races back into the fray. Bannock was there also. Is that a free kick to Waitman? No, it isn't. He was dragged off the ball. Krasiska gets it back, looking for Francis. Francis around the corner. A quick kick to the half-forward line. Over the back, tapped on beautifully. This is Michael Pickering. The tap was by Underwood. Now Pickering to centre wing, a real race on for the ball here. That was good play by Des Ryan. And then eventually Morwood, who was out of position originally, tapped it over the line. Centre wing, and the margin is 2 goals in favour of Collingwood.
And Des Ryan won Mr. Football back in 1989, voted by all the Tiger female supporters.
Well, he could have won it again there for his sprint. That was a great chase. Oh, Lambert, slippery as a eel. Up towards the 50. Ball hits the deck. Chance here for the Tigers. Naish taps on well. Knights has a chance. Knight still with it. Backwards he goes. Off to Ryan. Left footer. Great goal. Des Ryan gets his first, and Richmond within a straight kick.
Well, if Des Ryan can continue to produce efforts like that, even the male supporters will be voting him Mr. Football. A terrific goal on the left foot was produced by a quick handball out from Knights. Des Ryan roved it well and produced what was a terrific left foot goal, Peter.
1 goal the margin. I'm just wondering if Gerard Healy ever won the Mr. Football with the Swans, with the ladies supporters. The punch on to half forward. Oh, the player slipping over again. That's Alan Richardson. Quick hand pass. That could be holding the ball. And it is. And the little things just starting to go the way of Richmond. They're back in the game.
Yeah, we saw a lot of the players changing their boots just before the game, so it must be fairly slippery out there on the surface of the MCG.
Waitman receives from Knights, goes backwards to Bannock. Bannock, a very cool player, Anthony Bannock. The chip pass out to the half forward line. He's found his man in Des Ryan. Ryan goes back with a hand pass. Bannock from 55 metres, a long bomb. In towards full forward. They come from everywhere. Oh, Jeffrey Hoggett still in play. A step of goal. I think he might have missed. Oh, an open goal. A big chance for the full forward. And he had missed. And that would have been his 5th. Wow. What a game we're seeing. 5 points the margin. The Magpies in front.
Well, I think your protege just took a little bit too long with that kick and should have just dribbled through about a 4 or 5 metre kick rather than trying to kick it into the new grandstand.
Barwick kicking in. Cloak and Monkhurst. Comes to the back. Through Knights it goes. Richardson gets onto it. He loses it. Waitman. Good hand pass. Gale, you're in trouble, son. Russell did well to get back there for Collingwood. Across the half-back line. Francis. Under pressure, Collingwood. Great stuff by the Tigers. A bouncing ball for Shaw. In he goes off to Turner. Has been pretty quiet. Too high for Christian. He's met solidly by Stephen Ryan. Goes to Lambert. Cloak. Young. He goes defensively, but Bannock's got plenty of space. Anthony Bannock. A long kick to half forward. Oh, bounced in no man's land. Waitman didn't really attack that ball. Morwood comes to right. Now to Shaw. Kicked by Tony Shaw to half forward. Brown leads and marks. Not quite. Didn't reach him. Cloak. Dropped it in the tackle. Oh, the umpires paid a trip. I think Scotch and Cloak may be a fraction lucky.
What was it for?
He grabbed him around the ankle.
And a 50 metres as well. Did you think it was leg?
Yeah, I thought there was a bit of leg there, Peter.
Well, I thought it was a bit lucky to Cloakey, but he's got a 50-metre penalty, and if they can take it down and kick a goal, they'll hit the front. Cloak, oh, look at that. A wobbly kick, but travels a long way. This could come over the back. No, punched by Gaper, punched on towards the forward line, tapped on again. Nation open goal on the left foot, kicks a goal. Tigers lead by a point. Or 2 points.
2 goals to Nash.
1 point is the margin, 2 goals to Nash. I misinterpreted the signs.
Well, the important thing there was that the tap over the... Lambert saw that, sorry, not Lambert, it was Hogg, saw that there was a Richmond player running clear, tapped it over beautifully. It was almost Bruce Dool-like.
Terrific stuff here by the Tigers. Taking it right up to the Premiers. Cloak out of the middle. Socket forward by Turner. Ryan can't keep it going forward. Monkhorst feeds it out. Starcevic. Wide he goes to Russell. 60 metres out. Short pass. Brown this time. No! Again he dives and can't take the mark. Stephen Ryan. Tackled high, says the umpire. And the free kick is going to Richmond. And the free kicks are 15-8 in favour of the Tigers.
Oh, a dangerous pass. It comes off, and they've got a loose man. If he can get onto it, Matthew Knights, he sees him out of the corner of his eye. That was clever play. He's found young Campbell. Campbell, the chip pass. Will it come off? Yes, it will. Mark taken by Des Ryan. The Tigers have lifted. Ryan onto the left foot. A beautiful kick on the left. Hogg will come from the back. He brings it in. Oh, what a brilliant mark by Jeff Hogg. Oh, he's kicked 4. And he will kick from 30 metres directly in front.
Well, when you're hot, Peter. That was a fantastic mark. Took the front spot, most importantly. Threw his hand back and the ball stuck like a gully catch.
Well, he's normally a pretty good kick. He should not miss this. He's kicked 4. It would give them a 7-point buffer. There's the kick from Hogg. A beautiful kick. They lead by 7 points, the Tigers. 5 goals to Hogg.
Yes, well done by Knights there. You saw the loose man out in the wing, flipped it over to young Campbell, who got it down quickly to Hogg. And we see a Richmond change here. On comes Craig Smith, who played quite well last week.
Well, at one stage, Collingwood kicked 6 goals in a row. Now Richmond have kicked 5 goals in a row and lead by 7 points. Manson wins. Naish out of the middle, and the mark is taken by Gale at centre-half forward.
Too slow, Drew. He should have given that handball out to Craig Lambert. They've got momentum. This is when they should be rushing it forward.
The only thing, he might reckon he can make the distance. It'll take a mammoth kick, but the way he's lining up, he thinks he can kick it.
Poor percentages, though, Peter, kicking from this far out.
Breeze behind and right to left. He's 65 metres out. Short by only a couple. And rushed through by Richardson. So Collingwood are under pressure.
Long shots at goal usually result in long points, and I've been on this point many weeks now. That should have been a quick left handball out to Craig Lambert, who would have run it into the goal.
I agree with you wholeheartedly. There's Cloak at the back and Knights. Oh, clever play, Knights. Onto Underwood, Underwood inside. Lambert onto the left foot. Straightens up. He goes. Oh, Richmond are on fire. Craig Lambert has kicked his first, and Richmond go to a very handy lead. The Tigers, as we look at the scoreboard, 12-7 lead Collingwood 10-5.
Well done, Andrew Underwood. At that time, he picked the right option. He settled himself, didn't just throw away and blaze it onto his foot. Saw Craig Lambert, who kicked the goal from the position he would have been in had he got it about 5 seconds earlier from Brendan Gale.
It is a 14-point lead to the Tigers. Under 6 minutes to go to half-time. Krasiska. Francis couldn't take the mark. Krasiska again. Feeds it out to Starcevic. He's under pressure. Didn't take clean possession. Comes back to it. 50 metres out. Won't make the distance. Dacos! Well, it takes the class of Dacos to get the Pies back into it. The Tigers have kicked the last 6 goals in a row.
And how many times have we seen it over the years, Drew? When the game's in the balance, Dacos produces that something magical.
Peter Dacos, it's his 3rd kick only for his 2nd goal.
Well, he's been well held by Tony Free, but on that occasion, read the ball well. Took an easy mark. Tony Free can't give him that latitude. He only had to punch one of his hands away, so the ball spills to the ground. But Dacos outsmarted him on that occasion and got his 2nd goal. And at the end of the day, it's not going to matter how many kicks and marks Dacos gets. If he's got 4 or 5 on the ground, he'll be considered 4 or 5 goals. He'll be considered to have produced a winning performance.
5 minutes of play left in the 2nd quarter. A vital 5 minutes coming up. Can the Tigers go on with it? Can Collingwood hit back? Here they come again. Manson shuffles it forward. Starcevic, a greatly improved player. Underwood crashes his way through. That's what they want. Beautiful hand pass. Knights slow to get rid of it. Eventually gets his kick. Keys at the back as the flyer. The ball hits the deck. It's Richardson charging after. It was grabbed when he didn't have it, and the umpire found it too. A free kick to Alan Richardson. Richardson, the hand pass. Morwood. Further afield, Mick Gaper. Russell. Francis, I should say. Back it comes to Tony Shaw. Short of the half-forward line, Manson, the flyer at the back. It's all Richmond, though. Racing after it, Stephen Ryan. Finds Bannock, a cool customer. Have a look at that. For a youngster, just starting off in AFL football, and a beautiful kick to the half-forward line. It's all Collingwood, but the mark is dropped. Richardson again. The Richmond forwards didn't fight hard enough then. Francis. Back he goes and finds Morwood.
Shane Morwood at halfback. Into Russell. Collingwood setting up. Krasiska a bit too high for him. A bit lucky that it came through far enough. Tapped on by Williams. Now with Turner. Turner keeps it low to the forward line, but not low enough. Oh, what a mark! A sensational mark by Free. Dacos' man, and Dacos got underneath the ball. Stephen Ryan, centre wing, and the mark's taken by Des Ryan. Back to Michael Pickering, inside the 50. Thumped out of bounds, has to be deliberate, that. 100% certain.
I agree.
Could be right there, I think, Drew.
Well, the intention was to punch it over the line, but you normally get away with those. It's when you're close to the line and you just paddle it over, you get pinged. Well, it's at half forward. Richmond lead by 8 points. A vital couple of minutes of play coming up as we see Scott Russell bring it to the half-back line. Over the back is David Cloak. He waits. The quick kick. Oh, beautiful kick because he's found Waitman. The lead is on. Out they come. Graham Wright gets into the hole. Can't take the mark. Brought to ground. Gets in a hand pass. In goes Gale. Loses possession. Players lying over the ball. The Magpies try and get it out. The quick kick comes out to Banks. Banks with a wild hand pass. Finds Turner and the Magpies stream forward again through Turner. Ryan versus Starcevic. Starcevic couldn't mark. Richmond with sheer determination. Craig Smith brought to ground. Francis. Hand pass is a bad one to Banks. Oh, Banks still goes and gets it again. Great play by Dennis Banks. Gets in another hand pass, and here's Tony Shaw.
Shaw just forward of the centre. Inside half forward, all Richmond. Knocked forward by Cloak. Good trap there by Turner. Banks, good tackle by Smith just on the ground. The hand pass comes back to Jamie Turner. 48 metres out. Goal square job. Almost a one-hander. Pickering to Waitman. He dishes off to Free. Top game of football here. Tigers leading by 8 points close to half-time. Bouncing ball, Manson. Puts the hand pass out in front of his teammate. Wright goes for goal and hooks it badly out of bounds.
Well, Richmond can't afford to have that resting ruckman cruising along that half-forward line. Des Ryan's got to come up and stand beside him, so there's at least a contest there. It was taken away too easily there.
12-7 plays 11-5. The Tigers by 8 points in a great contest here at the MCG. They've promised so much, Richmond, and delivered little this year. Can they do it today? Great mark, the young Scott Turner. Been a real find. As he kicks it to the half-forward line, and a good mark to Gale. The Tigers will create the loose man here because the hand pass comes over the top to Ryan. Ryan from 40 metres kicks the long one in at goal. He's kicked it to the left, and he has missed. And that is the time that I would have liked to have seen Jeff Hogg come out and with that short little kick then.
Yep, the lead straight up the centre of the ground. If he had centred the ball, then he's kicking from the almost 100% region rather than kicking those ones from the acute angle, which we often see, Peter. 9 out of 10 end up as points.
Michael Christian kicks in. No great distance with that. 50 odd metres, that's all. Contest at ground level. Underwood. Oh, holding the ball.
Unbelievable.
4 players had that ball.
Oh, well, that's incredible. Taken by Paul Williams quickly. Over the centre of the ground. Ryan and Starcevic. Richmond keep it going forward. Waitman can't quite get a handle on it. Now he does. Gets it clear. Comes to Tony Shaw. Off to Francis. Bad luck for the Tigers near the middle. Brown has front position. Pickering punches. Gains 25 metres. Dacos. 65 out. Had time to look. Beautiful play by Dacos. Starcevic should kick a goal here and make it a kick the difference at half-time.
A young Richmond player there. Took his eyes off the ball, Gerard.
Yes, the ball was there to be won, and unfortunately didn't produce his best effort. Starcevic is going to kick this goal now. At the end of the quarter.
At the moment, the Tigers lead by 9 points. It's been a sensational second term by them. Krasiska goes for goal. Oh, it drifts, Starcevic. It drifts away to the right. And so the Tigers lead by 8 points at the long break. 12-8, 80 to 11-6, 72. Real shock here at the moment, trailing by 8 points to the Tigers at half-time. Cloak gets a big hand of that. Comes to Francis. Bannock. Should have taken the mark, showed courage to get there in the first place. Krasiska pushed in the back, no free kick. Spills to Russell. The South Australians combine. Francis to the edge of the goal square. Manson, great mark! A juggler! Well, James Manson kicked 3 goals in the first quarter, and he'll start the third quarter at the same end of the ground with another one probably in the first 30 seconds.
I wouldn't like my house on it though, Drew.
put him on stage, though, for the juggling. Beautiful. Right into the post. Well nominated, Peter McKenna.
Rakov once again taking the back spot. Like to see him play in front of the big Manson.
The short one is on. Oh, nearly dropped by Stephen Ryan. Tony Free, danger here. Oh, he picks it up though. Free and gets it to Lambert, who's been great again. It's Bannock to the half-forward line. No mark to Barry Young, and it's forced over the line at centre wing. A fantastic first half of football. A great start by Richmond. Then Collingwood came at them. And then when it looked like Collingwood were getting on top, 3 or 4 goal break, Richmond came again and in fact led at half-time. There's Lambert. Lost that one. It's all Collingwood. Tony Francis to the half-forward line. Stephen Ryan versus Starcevic. Starcevic, a juggling attempt. Couldn't take. Good tackle by Bannock. Gavin Krosiska over the top. Starcevic surrounded by Richmond players. Drops it. And the umpire allows him to get away with that. And it'll be a throw-in at half-forward for Collingwood.
Brown, Francis, over the ball. Umpire says, give it to me. Ooh, some Collingwood fans had their hearts in their mouths then. And it'll be a baller. Tony Francis has been absolutely brilliant. He's had 21 possessions already, and we're just 2 minutes into the third quarter. Waitman can't get it clear. Monkhorst off the ground, the hand pass. Starcevic, clean bowled by that one. Knights, paddles for Ryan. Ooh, there's some pressure on here. Free kick is going to Ryan. Advantage played. Eventually up towards the centre of the ground. Young threw the ball back to Cloger. Took his eyes off it. He threw it backwards. They've lost it. Well, Richmond had the ball and lost 40 metres.
Once again we see Brendan Gale going for that half volley with his palms facing the ground. He's got no chance of picking the ball up there. He must have his hands pointed towards the ball, which gives him a chance to take possession.
Cloak at the back. Taps it back towards the boundary line. Flicked back in by Krosiska. Lambert caught, gets in a quick hand pass. That was good play. Bannock to the line. And Krosiska kicks it over. Not on the full.
Very close, Peter.
5 and 9 for Krosiska. 7 points the margin. Richmond in front. A danger game for the Magpies. This is one they'd expect to win. Bannock to the half-forward line. Turner races in after. Socket off the ground. There was a couple of Richmond players waited for that. The only man who went in for it was Tony Shaw. Gavin Brown, it was a throw.
Great tackle from Andrew Underwood.
And he's hurt himself.
Yes.
He's holding his arm.
Tony Shaw tried to barge through there, but he wrapped both arms around him, obviously taking the full weight on the left hand, which he appears to have hurt.
Now Lambert and Waitman are free. That's very poor play. Now, well, it's a 50-metre penalty. So it's a kick to Collingwood from the 50-metre line. And I don't know what it was for.
Well, I think Tony Shaw may have been letting the umpire know what he thought of him, resulting in that 50-metre penalty.
Well, Underwood is injured. He's hurt his elbow, or he's actually might have come good, might have struck a nerve or something. It's a fairly long kick. I might ask the resident physiotherapist in a moment. There's the kick by Underwood from 50 metres, a long kick. Floats to the right and just off line for a behind, but Andrew Underwood, he's back in the front. Pretty tough customer, Gerard.
Yeah, well, great to see him shooing the trainer away there. He wants to get on with this on the game. He's got his opportunity and he's playing quite well now after a slow start.
Doug Barwick, a half-forward in the premiership side, kicking in today for Collingwood. Waitman, a great hand pass. Knights gets clear on the 50. Hooks it up towards the goal square. Hogg well placed. Got it!
He's a good player, Hogg. I've said it for years. I like this guy.
Plays on and kicks his 5th. Actually, it's his 6th. He had 5 to half-time. That's 6 to Jeff Hogg.
It was terrific skill by Dale Waitman there. He flicked out what was an electric handball out to Matthew Knights, who balked round a player, delivered the ball long. I thought he probably could have gone for a leading option, but Jeffrey Hogg judged it better than anyone else and kicked his 6th goal, and he's on fire at the present time.
And Gaper's got the job on him now. Real danger quarter, this one for the Magpies. Richmond Oh, Lambert again. He is a good player, Lambert. That's Campbell showing a lot of class. Hogg, was he held? I think he was. A free kick to Hogg against Gafer. And good to see umpires having the guts to pay a forward. Well, he doesn't agree with it, Mickey Gafer, but he does hang on a lot, Gerard.
He does, certainly does. He's paid the penalty there. Terrific handball by Craig Lambert, who put young Campbell into space. And Campbell delivered the ball down quickly, and that's been the success story of Richmond at the moment, getting the ball out of the centre and down to their forwards quickly.
7th goal coming up the Hawks, straight through the middle. Richmond on fire. The Tigers, 14-9, lead Collingwood 11-7.
Well, he certainly appears back to his best, Jeffrey Hogg. He's got a new opponent now in Michael Gafer, the human blanket as some of the players call him, and here we see him niggling away. But Hogg's got the score on the board. 2 quick and important goals at the start of the important third quarter.
Hogg's kicked half of Richmond's goals. Waitman in the middle. Comes away to Pickering. Oh, this is great stuff. Des Ryan takes the mark. Puts the hand pass over the top. Naish comes into Gale.
Oh.
Gets a shocking bounce. He's swamped and bowled over. Kelly back there. The hand pass is blocked. The hand pass from Ryan. And Young kicks the goal. Barry Young got it. Des Ryan gave the hand pass. And Richmond flogging Collingwood.
Yes, well, it certainly appears that way at the moment. Drew Barry Young kicks a vital goal there for the Tigers, and they're really on a roll at the moment as we see Mickey Gafer coming off and Alan Richardson going on. But I thought Peter Brendan-Gale should have attacked that ball and not allow it to bounce, because it could have easily been an easy turnover. You've got to attack it and take it on the half volley.
I agree. He should have raced it. That ball could have been costly. The Tigers lead by 4-2. And here goes Cloak out of the centre. A quick kick to the half-forward line. They must stem the tide. Tapped on by Gale. Waitman brilliantly picked up. Here's a kick at goal by the youngster. By Campbell. He has missed. And I'd like to look at that young kid, Wayne Campbell, number 46.
Well, Dale Waitman's in superb form at the moment. He's had 12 kicks and 7 handballs. He's just the thing that Victoria need going into this State of Origin game.
Oh, I've spoken like a selector, Gerard, that was. But Waitman, since quarter time, has been brilliant.
Campbell, an 18-year-old, playing his 3rd game. Barwick kicks in, 100-73. It's Richmond leading the premiers. Monkhorst. Oh, Russell had to wait for that. Turner. Well, the Pies turned a game against Footscray around earlier in the season and came from nowhere to win by a mile. Can they do it again? It comes off to Pickering. Threads out a good hand pass. Underwood to Waitman. Waitman's to Bannock. Richmond looking like the premiers at the moment. Bannock's kick bounces to half forward. Keys comes back to Gale. Off to Waitman for the 2nd time in the movement. Waitman wide to Hogg. Almost. Barwick a hand pass. Christian, pressure. Keys tries one off the ground. He's beaten to it. It goes straight to Gale. Gale hooks the kick for goal.
Oh. They're under pressure, the Magpies, Gerard.
Yes, and they're making mistakes like all sides do when one side applies tremendous amount of pressure. We see big Monkhorst coming off and Mark Richardson getting his run for the first time today.
Barwick to the half-back line, the members' side of the ground. Cloak pushing and wrestling with Manson. Graham Wright's been very quiet, tapped over the line, and those little Richmond players since quarter time have really lifted.
Well, Matthews obviously wants a little bit more mobility up onto the ball, and he's brought Charles Manson up into the ruck against Cloak.
Here's Tony Francis, quick hand pass. Russell to Morwood, Collingwood go forward. This is Paul Williams. The young Tasmanian brings it to Dacos against Free. Free at the back, read it beautifully. That was great play. On to Markov, the former Collingwood player who kicks wide. He's found Stephen Ryan. They're playing with great confidence at the moment. Ryan to his brother Des. We've seen that a few times today. Des Ryan ought to get it moving quickly. He does. He'll probably look for Hogg. That's a beautiful kick. Keys at the back as the flyer. Tony Shaw read it beautifully and taken away by the little Collingwood champ. Tony Shaw looking for Krasiska, who takes the mark at centre wing.
Bit of trouble looking into the sun out on that outer side of the ground. Krasiska's kick to half forward. Oh, Richardson beaten easily to it this time by Turner.
And that's the way to get in front. He took the front spot and took a terrific defensive mark.
Scott Turner up towards centre half forward. Over the back, Manson couldn't take the mark. He's beaten to it this time by Campbell. Up to full forward. Keys out number 2 to 1. He keeps it in front, Keys. Off the ground by Young. It flips to Young. He's kicked a goal already this quarter. Gets free. Puts the hand pass wide. Naish running out of room in the pocket. Goal or pass? Shot for goal, misses.
Well, it was a good handball by Young there. He had 2 options, but he took the long option, which enabled the second Richmond player that he went over the top of to Shepherd. Unfortunately, the handball didn't quite find its mark, so Naish had to come back and kick with the left foot.
Well, it's a 5-goal deficit virtually because they're 4 goals 5 behind Collingwood under enormous pressure. They had not played for 17 days. Cloak goes to punch it on. Graham Wright, good play. Francis, what can they do here, the Magpies? Francis off and running, kicks to the pocket. Out comes Dacos. Oh, 2 Collingwood players fought each other for it. Bad play. Stephen Ryan to Bannock. Bannock to Lambert. Round the boundary line it goes and over. Gee, that was bad play by Collingwood. 2 Collingwood players collided.
We're just running from, speaking from experience, Peter, it's that position there where the sun comes straight over the members' stand and may have blocked both players' vision.
Manson against Cloak. Wright for Collingwood, playing his first senior game. Comes to Turner. Bit hot for Cloak. Well done Underwood, the ex-Essendon player. Knights. In he goes to Naish. Lost control of it. Lambert does very, very well. Out to Knights. Knights pass to the half-forward line. Almost. No free kick. Peter McKenna wanted one. Still a chance for the Tigers. Keys goes backwards. Waitman, flying tackle. Kept in by Young. Yes, it's still in, says the umpire. Waitman after it. Desperation by the Tigers. Naish. Oh, he took it out.
I don't want to harp on this full forward business, but
you're going to anyway.
I'm going to say it again, that Jeff Hogg was dragged back in full view of the umpire by the jumper. Now, how do you get away with that? It should have been a free kick to Hogg. Lambert has been sensational. Look at that. Young charges at the ball. Loses it to Turner. Turner out of the pack. Underwood. Underwood gets onto the right foot. The former Essendon player. A magnificent long kick. Underwood. What a great kick. It's a goal. The Tigers are on fire. A great goal to Andrew Underwood. 16-12 Richmond. Collingwood have stopped 11-7.
Well, great to see Andrew Underwood playing in his first game for his new club. Out there on the half-forward flank, but running. He read the ball beautifully, the punch, and he gritted his teeth and kicked a 55-metre goal into what is probably a little bit of a wind down there in the northern end.
Yes, Richmond into the breeze this quarter, and they've kicked 4-4 to 1 behind against last year's premiers. Is it a hangover for Collingwood? Barwick across the ground. Krasiska taps back. Barwick again, up towards half forward. Right after the ball. Pickering there for Richmond. Comes to Russell. He gets clear. Barwick running out of room. Hooks back towards the goal line. Great kick. And that breaks a drought for Collingwood. (16-12 to 12-7). The Pies' first goal for the quarter.
And boy, did they badly need that one. Scott Russell, instrumental in that goal, whipping out a right-hand handball to Doug Barwick, who we know can kick some inspirational goals, but he's been moved back from the back line down to the forward line and got his first goal for the game.
Maybe that can lift the Magpies. They need a couple of quick goals, but Knights out of the centre. Beautiful hand pass. Underwood dodging and weaving. Oh, not good play that by Richmond. They really messed that up. That could be costly. Scott Russell to Williams. Williams, the young Tasmanian, bounces, runs to the half-forward line, was tripped. Yes, free kick, and that was bad play back there with Matthew Knights and Andrew Underwood.
Yes, I think Knight should have just kicked. He was on his left foot and he was actually looking for the handball rather than just playing the ball down the middle.
Well, it could cost them a goal because this young Tasmanian, Paul Williams, is a pretty good kick. He will kick from 50 directly in front. The Magpies need a goal. 40. Oh, it's a little bit to the right. And it's forced over the line and through for a behind. So the Magpies creep forward. 12-8 plays 16-12. So that 4-4 they have to make up as Bannock marks deep in that back pocket. Well, he slips as he went to kick it. Bannock. Campbell sets himself. Was in good position. Michael Pickering. That was clever play by Pickering to tap it to the line.
Yeah, almost clubs and coaches instruct their players to, if in doubt, take the ball over the line and start again after the throw-in. The big trick is not to get caught doing it.
Cloak wins in ruck. Cleverly tapped on by the youngster Campbell. Knights. What a game he's had. This time disposes by foot. Stephen Ryan, leading goal kicker last year for the Tigers, but at centre half back today. Short pass is good. Lambert. And his game has been 5 kicks, 15 handballs. That's kick number 6 to half forward. A one-hander, Gale.
Once again, Drew, you see him running back with his back to the play instead of getting back quickly, looking for a lead.
Here's a lead. Keys marks. Terry Keys against his old team. Right in front and looking for his first goal today.
It's been a little bit quiet, Terry, compared with last week, where he's probably the Tigers' best player.
Well, playing alongside Hogg last week, he had all the play, and this week it's the other way around.
Well, I guess as long as they're in front on the scoreboard, KB wouldn't care.
The margin is 28 points. Keys from 30 metres. Straight through the middle. Well, a few of these recruits have paid their way today. Keys with that goal, certainly Underwood with the previous goal.
Yes, we saw Brendan Gale take a terrific mark, plucked it out of the air. A little bit critical of him in not getting back quickly, but he found a leading Terry Keys. The Tigers doing well, keeping the forward line open, and he finished with his first goal.
The Richmond side doing very well midfield at the moment. Getting it out of that centre. There's a quick kick. Pickering running back with the flight. Well done Starcevic to run straight at the ball, and he's got it. Gives off a hand pass. Barwick, they need a long bomb in towards full forward. Pickering read it well, then went to the line, went to tap it on. Naish gets it out to Mrakov. Has he got someone to give it to? He's looking for Cloak actually. Can Cloak get there? Richardson beat him to it. Campbell waited, grabbed his opponent. Probably should have attacked the ball, young Campbell. That's inexperience. And a free kick going to Alan Richardson. Now he gets on with it quickly. The long one in towards full forward. Some pushing and shoving. Up they go. Richmond players took front position. That's Cloak. A clever little kick by David Cloak. Just bounced it inside the line.
Craig Cully's come on. He's replaced Mickey Gaffer.
Cloak, one of many Richmond players today who wore the black and white at some stage in their career. Naish. And well done by Wayne Campbell from Golden Square. The kick up to centre wing astray. Marked by Manson into Morwood. Christian giving some run. Oh, he took his eyes off it. Now a chance for Williams. To Shaw. Christian kept going. Half distance pass Brown. And that'll be a ball up. No, holding the ball, and it's right in front of goal. It's a Collingwood free against Stephen Ryan. And Ryan saying to the umpire, "You are kidding, didn't you see me trying to get that ball out?"
Well, all I can say is how they missed the one to Hogg down the other end, then ping the bloke for that. It's unbelievable.
This is Mark Richardson. First half on the bench. He's put that one through. Well, we've got a Sauce in football. Is he a Som, son of Max?
Could well be, Drew.
No, he's the son of Wayne.
Son of Wayne.
Son of Wayne. So Sal, all right.
He's got a little bit more height than Wayne. Wayne was one of the best players I ever played football with. Back to the centre. 4 goals for the margin. Let's see if the Magpies can get some sort of a run on. Here's young Campbell again. He's been very, very impressive. Punches it back to centre wing. Alan Richardson. Oh, this could be out in the full. It is. There'll be a penalty kick to the Tigers.
Tony Shaw's just gone out of the game a little bit. He's been instructed to pick up Dale Waitman, who's had a terrific game. But the Pies are lacking their drive that they usually get from him in the centre.
Michael Pickering to the centre of the ground. Gale sets himself, punched away by Christian. Campbell trapped it well onto Lambert. Danger coming up here. The chip passes on. Knights is loose. It's kicked out in front of Matthew Knights. Can he get back onto it? He can. He swings onto the left. Now back onto the right. He was caught. Tried to do too much and lets Magpies back into it. Paul Williams style. Great tackle. Tremendous tackle. Sock it up the ground. Up the Gaper. Gaper, a wobbly kick out of defence. It'll come off. And the mark has been taken by Gavin Brown.
Well, some moves by Lee Matthews here. Gavin Brown back in defence. Tony Shaw up on the ball on Waitman. Here's Bannock for the Tigers. Back he goes. Swept across by Nash to Ryan. Stephen Ryan from centre wing, wide to half forward flank. Keys, boundary line too close.
I just thought Craig Lambert tried to do just a little bit too much there, looking for Matthew Knights, and probably was balanced and should have gone long and direct to Hogg.
28-point lead to the Tigers, would you believe? Des Ryan away to Waitman. Waitman a snap, a beauty! Second goal to the Flea. Richmond having a day out.
So's Dale Waitman having a day out. Being picked up by one of the best negative players in the Cape, and that's Tony Shaw. The Flea is really in champagne touch at the moment. Terrific game last week and really going on with a job again today.
Also, credit is due to Brendan Gale there. And Cloak working overtime at that centre bounce area. Russell, a quick kick to the half-forward line. Over the back of Starcevic. Will it sit for him? No, it's socket off the ground. Oh, an indiscriminate kick has landed in the hands of Dacos.
But the value of playing in front and attacking the ball, Peter.
Exactly, and Dacos in front, and they need this one, Collingwood. He's only had 4 kicks. Peter Dacos kicks a goal, a magnificent kick right through the middle. That's his third. The Magpies fight back. Richmond 18-12, lead Collingwood 14-8.
Well, for everybody watching that, it's a perfect example of when there is a kick under pressure, an indiscriminate kick as Peter described it. But 9 times out of 10 goes to the player playing in front, and that's the position you must take.
Bounce in the centre, slightly goes Collingwood's way. Gale palms it back to Waitman. That's perfect. Lambert in front position. Running onto this is the youngster Campbell. Put under pressure, puts the ball out of play.
He's showing plenty, Gerard.
Yes, we saw a little bit of him last week. Probably shadowed a bit last week, but today, 17 possessions halfway through the third quarter. He's having a good game.
Campbell just playing his 4th game. He's an 18-year-old. This favours him. He gets it again. Helped up the ground by Nash. Well, Gafer again interfering. The ball out of play. And Richmond wanting a free for Keys.
Oh.
Nothing doing.
Well, Craig Lambert's obviously creating many headaches for Lee Matthews because he's brought one of his best running players onto him in Scott Russell. He's going with him all over the ground.
Well, the good thing about Lambert doesn't go out and get the easy kick. He gets into the packs and grabs it and gets it out the running players, Gerard.
Mr. Evasion, I call him. He's so good in those tight circumstances. He's got fantastic footwork and can keep his balance and whip out the good handball.
Well, we saw that there. 7 kicks and 15 handballs, and every one of those 15 out in the full by Tony Shaw.
And he looks like he's hurt his ankle there, Peter.
I didn't think he looked too fit before he started. Here's Jeff Hogg. Now, the umpire can't take that one off him because he marked it.
You'd reckon, Peter, though, he'd be better off leading up the middle of the ground, opening the goals up.
Well, the way he's playing today, he might even kick this. He's kicked 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 goals. What a great performance by the full forward. And he runs out. He's going to kick it on the left foot. It might bounce through this. Look! Oh, it just touched. And it actually hit the behind post. I don't know about that. Left foot kicker went about 10 metres. He might have been better off with the direct kick from there.
Yeah, flirting with form a little bit there, I'd say, Peter, if I was going to be extra critical.
Gale tries to tap it over the back. Danger area for Collingwood as the Tigers swoop in, but it'll be a bounce. Now we have just under 5 minutes of play left in the third quarter, and the Tigers lead by 4-4.
Hogg has had 10 kicks for 7 goals, so it's been a big day for the man named at fullback. Christian in ruck. Gale beats him. It's going Richmond's way. Chance for Gale again. Shaw. Is it that same ankle injury that he had pre-season in the Foster's Cup? Oh, made a good contest. Young got it away from Turner.
The value of Tony Shaw we saw there, even if he's out of position, he still gets that hand on the ball to put it to Collingwood's advantage. We've seen him a number of times today smothering balls, particularly Matthew Knight's handball, and I think it's because he's such a good basketballer that he has those skills.
Richardson. Round the boundary line he goes. Cloak works in front of Manson. Young is there. Oh, courage to go in for it. Spills out the back. Cloak off the ground. Barwick. Hand pass blocked. Turner under pressure. Barwick again. Off to Alan Richardson. His kick up to half forward. Starcevic. No mark. Stephen Ryan. And seen over the line by Pickering for a throw-in.
Well, he disguised that well, Michael Pickering, and I think he had every intention of tapping that over the line, but he did it well.
Dead right, Peter. Now they've got the chance now, settling down, everybody manning up, whereas Collingwood previously had the advantage.
3.5 minutes of play left in the third quarter. Manson takes it out of the ruck. That's holding the ball. And it will be a free kick to Nash. Manson trying to lift the side. You can't blame him for that. That was just tried to do something a little bit different. Gale in front. No mark. Punch to the ground. The kick was by Richardson. Scott Russell, a hurried one. Williams lying on top of the ball. Tunnel balls it. Fred Licht was the Richmond player in Michael Pickering. It's a free kick. Pickering and half back. Now he can give it to Knights if he goes short. He elects to ignore him. Young will come from the back. Christian at the front. Gale, the sweeping hand pass. Knights, well done. Des Ryan was grabbed when he didn't have the ball. What?
Oh, well, throw by Knights, I think.
Yeah, I think that was on there,
you think? Well, Turner.
I think that's what he ruled. I'm not sure he did.
Oh, that was not a throw.
Just get the feeling there a little bit. Matthew Knight's conscious of giving it to him when he's under just that little bit too much pressure.
Jamie Turner, bad pass. It was meant for Tony Shaw. It's taken by Underwood. They've got the loose man going here. Probably should have kicked that instead of handballing. And Barry Young ran straight at Christian. The dangerous Waitman over the top. This is Gale. An open goal coming up. He gives it to Keys. Keys stabs. Oh, he's missed it from point blank range.
Well, I don't think either of them wanted to kick that goal. No. Brendan Gale could have easily run straight in. He was on a better angle than Terry Keys. Keys didn't want it.
Lack of confidence, wasn't it?
It looked that way, Peter.
Lack of confidence.
2.25 minutes to go to three-quarter time. Can Collingwood win from here? It'll be an unbelievable comeback. Richmond have outplayed them. Free kick pushed by Cloak. Advantage to Collingwood, taken by Turner. Chris Siska got under the ball. Oh, 2 Collingwood players crunched down by Pickering. Knights stabs the pass. Nash has been a good player. Centre wing. His pass to Young, chopped off by Manson.
Just starting to fiddle around with it a little bit, Richmond. They've got to maintain their momentum and get the ball down long and quick.
Well, Collingwood led by 16 points. Oh, great mark there by Starcevic. 16 points at quarter time, and at one stage in this quarter trailed by 35. Francis, bad bounce for Dacos. Knights is everywhere, and what a hand pass to Pickering. Well, he blazed away, didn't have a look. Starcevic marks.
Poor play by Pickering. He's a vice-captain and a senior player, and he should do better than that.
Collingwood need a goal. Starcevic up towards full forward. Rakov at the back tries to go the punch. It's tapped back into the fray. Umpire calls play on. Lambert into everything. On to little Knights. Knights and Lambert. How often do we call those two? Knights to the half-forward line. Gale has got 3 players to beat, and the numbers beat him because Kelly's got it. 56 seconds of play left in the third quarter as Shaw goes to Turner. Turner to the full forward line. Free at the back. Backed himself in and took a screamer.
Well, a different role for Tony Free. He used to be a free roaming centreman and now a defensive man looking after Peter Dacos. And this one is marked just forward of the wing by Manson. Time running out. 33 seconds to go. Richardson short pass to Shaw. Collingwood desperately needing a goal just before the last change. Shaw's kick to half forward. Kelly, late inclusion in the side, been pretty quiet. Lambert. Well, if they keep playing like this, Collingwood couldn't run them down. Knights takes the mark on centre wing. The time is running out, 13 seconds left. Can they get a goal before the break? Knights centres. Keys charges at it and marks. 7 seconds remaining. A kick and a mark. It needs to be in a hurry. Keys up the ground. Hogg after it, but drops short. The mark taken by Morwood, but it's still a very handy lead of 29 points at three-quarter time. Richmond 18-13, Collingwood 14-8.
Umpire Brendan Carlin about to bounce the ball. Will this be a boil over? 18-13 plays 14-8. The Tigers have been magnificent as we see David Cloak against Moncourse. Centre of the ground, Lambert, best man on the ground. A long sweeping hand pass to centre wing, punched on by Barry Young towards half forward. Here's a chance for Gale. Gets it to the youngster. That's Campbell up towards the pocket. It's a mark. Terry Keys. Acute angle. Will he play on? Keys has kicked 1. Jeff Hogg has kicked 7.
Well, he's looking round for a pass, which is the right thing to do. He's got one player short there.
Well, there's the short kick. He's kicked it backwards to Campbell. Now, does he have to kick over the mark? Or I can never understand that.
No, the umpire's blown time on, so he can't play on until he blows time off.
Well,
looks like he's going to go for the boomerang.
Well, he wants to give this. He's going again with the short one. Well, they telegraphed it and he's got away with it. Now, this time, well, can you believe Collingwood would fall for that again? This young player, Wayne Campbell, has had 16 kicks, left alone again.
And not many are as important as this one. This could be Richmond's watershed year, watershed game. If they can win this, you may see a different Richmond. A lot of these young blokes need to grow in stature, and this could be the game.
Campbell, it's a great looking kick. He has split the middle, the youngster. Richmond on fire. And you can see the jubilation. 19-13 plays 14-8.
Well done, Wayne Campbell. A pressure kick, that one. He knew that Kevin Bartlett would have been saying at quarter time, let's get the first goal on the board and we're home. We can't say that exactly now, but by golly, it's going to be a big task now for the Pies.
Cloak charges at this one and wins. Lambert, brilliant. Waitman goes backwards to Cloak. The veteran who'd retired has come back and having a big year. Not a great kick. Banks been pretty quiet for the Pies. His left footer out of defence. Brown being moved up to the centre of the ground. Gavin Brown going for a bounce. He dodges Ryan. High kick to half forward. Clears the pack. A few changes for the Pies. Turner up on the forward line. Waitman goes back with a decisive hand pass to Bannock. And a beautiful kick out wide. That's top play. And the mark taken by Des Ryan.
Krasiska's been moved onto Craig Lambert, who's almost best on the ground.
Here's Jeff Hogg, who's kicked 7 goals. Backup support from Nash. Nash is caught, gets in a hand pass, taken away by Michael Christian. A lot of quiet Collingwood players today. He goes to Banks. Banks wide. Graham Wright has had a very, very quiet game.
I said Krasiska, that is Tony Francis.
Krasiska's on the bench. Tony Shaw doesn't look 100% fit to me, but he breaks the tackle. Goes short to the centre of the ground and he sets up his teammate. Mark beautifully taken by Pickering. Back he goes to Stephen Ryan, who's been a surprise packet at centre back. Oh, loose men everywhere here, and Keys will kick from 55. No, I think he'll go the long kick here. He is a beautiful kick, Terry Keys.
Well, he's probably got about a 10 or 15 knot wind behind him, and we've seen that he is capable of kicking long distances.
Well, I think he'll make the distance. He is a beautiful kick. And it's a free kick down the goal square. And is it Collingwood or Richmond going to take it? I think it's Hogg. Well, good umpiring. I'd love to see a forward who was held behind the play getting the free kick. And that umpire had the courage of his convictions to pay it to Jeff Hogg. He's kicked 7. I didn't see it.
No, I didn't see it myself, Peter.
It was behind the play. He's been held all day, Jeff Hogg. Should have got a free kick in the third quarter.
Well, the free kick should be paid no matter whether in the goal square, at one end, in the centre of the ground, or anywhere on the ground.
This will
well
make
done,
it
umpire.
Very difficult for Collingwood as Hogg kicks for goal number 8. He's hooked it slightly, but he might have snuck it in. He did. So Jeff Hogg kicks goal number 8. And Richmond steaming away with this game. 20-13 to 14-8.
Well, often you do see games and where young players grow in stature and come to believe in themselves, and Richmond's obviously set themselves for a big game against the reigning premiers, and at this stage they have performed magnificently.
Richmond with just one victory this season against the bottom team Fitzroy, and now they look like beating last year's premiers. Cloak gets the hand pass from Campbell. Naish, number 6, tries to knock the ball back to the advantage of the side. Barwick escorts the ball over the boundary line.
Well, it's very difficult to see what Collingwood can do to get a spark. All their noted on ball players are in tagging roles and can't get into the game.
Throw in. Gale jumps high to win it. Comes in after it again. Naish to Young. High ball. Hogg leads. Well, Keys it was, but courage shown by Morwood to go back and take the mark with the man coming head on.
Shane Morwood, that defence has been under enormous pressure today as Richmond have controlled the midfield with those great little men, Knights, Lambert and Waitman. Outstanding again. Yeah, well, good mark, and he's shown a lot today, Brendan Gale.
Well, he's one of those ones I'm talking about, Peter. He's too long now been talked of as potentially a good player, but today he's produced.
Oh, look at that. Look at that for full forward play. Copybook stuff by Hogg on the lead, and what a great pass by Gale.
Fantastic.
Well, Hogg has kicked 8. Maybe he will kick double figures today. I've predicted one day he'd kick 100 goals. And I really think he's got enormous talent as a full forward, this player, Jeff Hogg. Kicks a goal. Oh, beautiful goal. Straight through the middle. Another one to the full forward. Richmond hammering the nail in at the moment. 21-13 plays 14-8.
Well, a great mark from Brendan Gale there, and really, if you look at him, he is a player that Richmond can build a future around. A centre forward, if he produces in these games when they need him, then the Tigers are in good stead. But Hogg, fantastic performance.
Back in the middle. Hogg has 9 goals. Not bad for a bloke named it fullback. Turner. Marked by Bannock. Stephen Ryan. Penetrating kick to half forward. Waitman the only chance for the Tigers. Christian first back there. Kick by Christian. Russell got underneath the ball. Cloak spills to Monkhorst. His pass to half forward Starcevic. 60 metres from goal. They need a rush of goals. That just cleared the defender to Turner. Jamie Turner from 50. Pass to Dacos. Well, Peter Dacos has been very, very quiet. He's had just 5 kicks, but he's kicked 3 goals. Can he get 4 goals from 6 kicks? The Pies need it. Oh, he's hooked it. Well, how often would you see Peter Dacos miss from 25 metres?
Gerard, would you think about getting him up into the action, up and around the centre?
Yeah, I think it's not a bad move, Peter. They've got to get some spark from somewhere. We know Dacos has got the ability to turn a game around on his own.
Well, Pickering a bad kicker. Lets him down at times, Michael Pickering. Straight to Graham Wright. He's had a very quiet day, coming back from injury. He had an operation, so you'd expect him to take a couple of games to get going. There's Starcevic trying to take the mark, tapped on towards little Lambert. Lambert, sensational game again. Can't get his boot to it. Is that holding the ball? Umpire calls play on. Hooked around by Manson. But a mark taken in the last line of defence by David Cloak. And he's taking his time, very experienced, David Cloak. He's got better as the game's gone on, Cloakey.
Yes, he was a little bit overshadowed by Monkhorst early, particularly in the centre, but he's worked hard and getting back into this game, and boy, he'd be enjoying this against his old team.
Kick out by Cloak. Close to the boundary line. Oh. Player knocked down, picked up by Brown. Kick 15 metres short. Rovers needed. Free. Francis knocked him over and kept on going. Francis, one of the Pies' best. Short pass in, Monkhorst. Short pass to centre half forward, Dacos, but it's chopped off by Young for the Tigers. Richmond dominating the ball at the moment. Oh, he went a long way backwards. Markov, another ex-Collingwood player against his old side. Across the other side of the ground. Knights is there. Matthew Knights paddling it away from shore. Oh, good play. Pickering, Bannock. Full of running, the Tigers. They're still going. Campbell, short pass. Lambert, just dodging and weaving and slippery as an eel. Bannock, the defender. from 52 metres. Hoists it high to the goal square. Keys is there. Clears the pack for a behind.
Yes, I thought Anthony Bannock there drew the player out. He should have just popped that ball over to his teammate, but got himself a little bit confused. Ended up taking the long kick, and we see only a minor scored.
Barwick to bring it back into play. They've got a good two-pronged attack up there with Hogg and Keys. Cloak against Christian. Oh, Cloak, a 40-metre punch back into the fray. This is Barwick. He's looking for the hand pass. He's found Richardson. Richardson short. They're just not gaining anything at the moment, Collingwood. Morwood to half forward. They've been well beaten, the forwards. Good mark by Starcevic. He's had a good battle with Ryan. Tony Shaw to the pocket. Knights caught behind but put the pressure on Dacos. Good play. What happened there? He stopped. Matthew Knights. I don't know what he was attempting to do as Bannock goes to the line, albeit throw-in. He almost stopped as if he heard the whistle.
Yeah, well, he looked as he must have thought he was under no pressure, but just a little bit critical of Matthew Knight sometimes. He just tries to balk and weave occasionally without just instead of just getting the quick possession away.
Richmond out of defence. Ball bouncing at centre wing. Gale played well. Lambert, sensational. Just a step too long and blocked by Alan Richardson. Now the Pies have it through Christian. Short pass, a little bit too short. Kelly, who replaced Mullane in the selected side. Francis pulled off the ball. Turner gets the hand pass away. Waitman up the ground at Cloak. A couple of veterans combining there. Cloak a long pass to half forward, very wide, and the ball out of bounds. Crowd here today, 28,322. Well, I can remember about 13 years ago, a home and away game between these two drew 91,000.
Well, I think there'd be a lot more if that southern section of the ground was open, of course. As we see Jamie Turner coming away with the ball from half back towards half forward. They've been well and truly beaten today. There's a good mark to Starcevic. Off he goes. The short one is on. Manson hugs it to his chest. And big James Manson started off like a bomb. 3 goals early.
And James Manson also running back with the ball tucked between his hands without turning around quickly and looking to see if there was another option on, and there was in Peter Dacos.
Would you back him, Gerard?
Well, as you said before, Peter, I certainly wouldn't have my house on it.
Well, James Manson directly in front. Let's have a look. Oh, look at that throw. Did not make the distance from 30 metres as Stephen Ryan takes it through for a behind.
Well, smart play from Stephen Ryan, Peter. I think they're under no pressure on the scoreboard there, and giving away that point allows them to set it up, get a free man running here from the kick-in. Collingwood
needed that to get a score. That's only their second behind for the quarter. Here's Dacos, 45 metres out. The hand pass in front of Turner. He bobbles it. Now he's lost it. Free over the ball, who's done a top job on Dacos. That'll be a ball up. $140-94. 46-point lead to Richmond, who came in third from the bottom against the Premiers. Waitman. Lambert, bit of trouble for him. Back he goes to Scott Turner. Fiddled around with it a bit too much there. Cloak taps on. The umpire said he threw it.
They did too. They did muck around, Gerard.
Totally, Peter. They really should be in this stage when they've got the game well and truly in their control. Just get the ball down, play the percentage football rather than mucking around with these extra possessions, which only allow it to be turned over.
Tony Francis from 49 metres, a beautiful looking kick, just floats to the right. Did it sneak in? I think it hit the post. So must have just touched the post. And things not going the way of the Magpies, but they've been well and truly beaten today. Been a great performance. Richmond have been threatening this. As the kick comes out towards Michael Pickering. Stephen Ryan, straight to Graham Wright. Right inside to Russell. Russell, the chip pass is on. Cloak will come from the back. Punched away from Dacos. Lambert has been sensational again.
He's hurt Dacos behind play.
Rakov, was that touch? Now, the mark has been paid to Underwood at half-back.
Well, this is a bad sight for Collingwood fans with Peter Dacos writhing back behind centre half-back. We'll watch the footy. Up towards centre wing. Clever little hand pass given back to Shaw. Came from Williams. Now it's on to Alan Richardson. Short pass. Chopped off by Free. He's ridden into the back and will take the free kick.
You know, they've still got Michael Mitchell to come into this side. They'll have a great little man strength then.
Well, Peter Dacos is up on his feet, but doesn't look too good. Well, they might nearly bring him off because I don't think the Pies can win. They couldn't win from here. 140 to 95.
But more importantly, the Tigers just full of running, and they've got winners all over the ground.
Gale's pass. Keys can't take the mark. Richardson, unlucky to miss last year's grand final. Shaw goes wide, and the mark taken out here by Paul Williams.
I think Ron McEwen has announced he's coming back. He'll certainly get back into the side at the moment. There's Christian. Oh, couldn't hold the mark. He's had an ordinary day. A loose ball again will favour Richmond. Now it's Tony Shaw chipping in. Matthew Knight's waited back. Francis has got a loose man wide, but they're going round in circles, Collingwood at the moment. Jamie Turner breaks the tackle. Will kick from 50. Sprints in. An open goal. Won't make the distance. Cloak will probably try and force it through. He does. Flicks it with the backhand and over the line, making a certainty of it.
You're right, Peter. A few of those Richmond players, I think, believe they've got this game won, and they're just sitting back and not working hard. It'd be good to see them really try and dominate the game and nail the coffin shut completely.
Here's an impressive young player, Bannock.
Terrific.
Up to centre wing. Dacos is moving around pretty well now. Richmond free kick. Taken by Wayne Campbell, the 18-year-old youngster. Hand pass. Pickering. High kick, no distance. Tough one to mark. Oh, Naish! A beauty.
He's had a pretty good game today, Naish.
Boy from Wangaratta. Short pass is good. And the mark taken by Turner, drifting up the ground. 45 metres out. He centres any amount of Tigers. Off hands to Waitman, a snap. Hooked it too far.
He's set the example, Gerard, hasn't he, Dale, today?
He's led from the front. Terrific game from the skipper.
31 possessions.
Well, he and Lambert, Knights, those little men, they've got probably the best little men in the league, really, as good as any, they're small men.
But most importantly, Peter, they're boys at centre-half forward in Brendan Gale and centre-half back in Stephen Ryan, where they've been falling down week in, week out, have really lifted and produced big games.
Well, there's a free kick to Morwood in that ruck duel. 21-15 to 14-12. Who would have thought that? Tony Shaw, well, he seems to be hobbling around. He kicks to half forward. Moncourt slipped, but still took the mark. Free had better give this straight back to him, or it'd be 50. Moncourt, 8 kicks, 5 marks, 6 handballs. Played very well early. Moncourt to the pocket. Here comes Cloak. And he's getting better as the game goes on. And look at that kick from Cloakey. Out in the full.
Unfortunately for the Tigers, Barry Young has come off holding his left wrist.
Ooh.
And we know he had a broken thumb, which may be a recurring injury for him. Craig Smith's run onto the ground. He broke that thumb about 4 weeks ago. Smashed it, he told me.
Well, the ball forced over the line by Stephen Ryan.
Under 10 minutes remaining. Francis, leading possession winner for the Pies. Centres, Brown. Dishes out the hand pass, it's intercepted, but the whistle's gone. Behind play, there was a push in the back to Brown. Gavin Brown will take the free kick from the front edge of the square. Just as the Tigers were about to break with Pickering. Monkhorst has this. Kicked the goal in the second quarter. Well, Collingwood worked their way into the 6 after the bye, which is an interesting quirk of mathematics. Didn't play a game and improved their position on the ladder. And they'll be straight back out.
The Sting really has gone out of the game at the moment, Drew.
Not a bad kick. Marked on the behind line and paid to Starcevic. Can't see daylight from there. Straight across the face of goals and out of bounds.
And that typifies the way the Pies have played today. He was in 2 minds there, Starcevic. Ended up having to kick a rush kick straight out of bounds, and the Tigers retain possession.
Anthony Bannock, I think eventually as his career unfolds, he'll end up being up around the centre. He's too good to play in the back pocket. There's a quick kick to the half-forward line, mark taken by Free. It's been an interesting duel. That one, who would you say won the honours, Gerard?
Well, Dacos as a pocket really is there to kick goals, and he's averaged just under 3 for the year per game. He's done that again today, so I'd probably say that Dacos has done the honours.
Knights, I don't know whether I agree with you there. I think I'd say Free's played better.
Well, you may be right, I think,
Well,
Peter. Reconsidering, Tony Free has definitely had a big role to play down there and has attacked the ball and got a lot of the forward thrust going from that back line.
Well, when Mitchell comes back in, they're going to have those 5 or 6 great little men. Free's another one that can play up around the centre of the ground area.
Trent Nichols.
Nichols, another one out of the side. There's Craig Smith trying to get in a hand pass. Christian kicked it about 5 metres. Scott Russell, a lot of those Collingwood players who were so good last year aren't playing well, those medium-sized players. Christian caught. Brown, indiscriminate hand pass. Underwood's added a bit of toughness to the Richmond side, and he'll get better the more games he has in the seniors.
Yeah, I think he's had a pretty good debut today, Peter. He made a couple of blues early in the game, picking the wrong option, but as he's settled down, he's been quite a good performer.
Here's Underwood, bowled over in Brown's tackle. Francis. Pies haven't kicked a goal in this last quarter. And kick from Francis lands just in, bounces out, we'll have a throw in. In fact, Collingwood haven't kicked a goal since the 23-minute mark of the 3rd quarter. So they've really come unstuck, and Richmond have outplayed them, belying their position on the ladder. Russell ran into a bit of trouble there. Kelly, well, he was named to play in the seconds, and the way he's gone, he might well have been back there playing the early one. Christian. Up over centre wing. Moncourse primes high, but the man in front, the veteran, Decloak.
Well, he was determined. He's got better, as I said earlier. As the game has unfolded, he has just got better and better, David Cloak. Very determined.
He was pumped up last week.
Was he ever? He wanted to win today, and he wanted to show Collingwood they were wrong to get rid of him. There's a good mark by Morwood at half back. On to Brown. Pretty quiet game by Gavin Brown. Collingwood haven't had many good players. There's Cloak flicking it out of bounds. Collingwood players appealing for deliberate but not paid.
You notice Cloakey looked straight up to the umpire to see if he was going to pay it, so I think he knew he was in the wrong.
Well, Moncourse, front position, Cloak at the back. Moncourse gets attention. It's been lacklustre the last 5 or 6 minutes. Russell to Shaw. Players going through the motions at the moment, and there's a good mark to Turner. He's had a good year, young Scott Turner.
20-year-old. Pickering gets the hand pass away. Waitman runs onto it. Can't break the tackle. Just gets it away. Nash, a great hand pass. And running onto this is Ryan. Des Ryan slams the goal. His second. This is a percentage booster for the Tigers.
Well, that goal from Des Ryan was very similar to the one we saw in the 2nd quarter. He hasn't had a bad game today, Peter. I think we know that this boy's got ability and has been a little bit inconsistent. But today he certainly produced the goods with 2 goals, centre-half forward, and a pretty good all-round performance.
Just over 5 minutes of play left. I'd like to see Jeff Hogg kick 10 goals. Here's his chance now as Nash goes forward. Out comes Banks and takes the mark in front of Keys. But when you get to 9 and you're playing at full forward, you definitely have your eyes on those double figures.
Well, the noise being made, Hoggy, Hoggy, Hoggy at the moment. It's like when Rodney Hogg played here.
Turner looking for the hand pass. A sting gone right out of this game. Francis to the half-forward line. Richardson can't take the mark. Oh, they trap it there. Tony Free. He's a little desperate player. Here he is. Lambert. Craig Smith. Where's Hogg? The short one is on. Hogg. Oh, free kick Hogg. Here's his chance. Gayford dragged him down. That'll be a free kick to Hogg. Can he kick his 10th?
Do you think there was any doubt about that one, Peter?
Well, I just reserved I know I harp on this, and I'm glad to see the umpires paying this when the full board gets dragged down behind the play. Well, that one was in the play. Jeff Hogg, he'll remember it. I don't think he's kicked double figures before, so he'll be nervous. Great performance of full forward play this by the spearhead. He takes 2 steps, he kicks it, goal! 10 goals to Jeff Hogg, what a great performance. The Tigers, magnificent effort this. Leading the reigning premiers 23-15 to Collingwood 14-12.
Well, he's had a wonderful day today, Peter, Jeff Hogg. He's led magnificently and the ball has been delivered very well by the Tigers on-ball players. They've kept the space open for him and he hasn't let them down.
Well, I'd be pretty sure it'd have to be a record for a bloke named at full-back. 10 goals. Right. Inside half forward. Chance here for Kelly. Consolation goal. That's their first goal since the 23-minute mark of the third quarter.
And Goodwin getting his first run. The crowd rises in unison to clap their skipper, Dale Waitman, who's in the best three players on the ground, Peter.
And worth recounting, Waitman, 18 kicks, 14 handballs, 2 goals.
He's led the way. A captain's effort by Waitman. He's been magnificent. Absolute boil over this. Raging hot favourites, the Magpies, but they had not played, I repeat, for 17 days, and I don't think that helps. As you see the ball down at half forward with Christian. Barwick to the half forward line. Graham Wright, very, very quiet game. Michael Pickering's done well. Matthew Knights, he's got Andy Goodwin. He's got him free and they love him, the Richmond supporters. Andy Goodwin, he looks for Hogg. Out comes Hogg. Can he get there? No. A diving attempt, Jason Dunstall style, and he couldn't take it.
Well, he did everything right there, Hogg, except take the ball in his hands. He did all the hard work to get there, just let his concentration slip.
Well, the roaring then was almost louder than England being 3 for none in the first over of a test match. Shaw goes back. Kick smothered. Tapped out by Young. Oh, Cloak. Back goes Naish. Lambert. Just out of bounds on the full.
But his footwork, Drew, is sensational there, Lambert. He's played himself into the senior state squad for mine.
Jared might have some influence as well. You're picking a different team, aren't you? The senior one or the second one?
Oh, I'm only involved in the Tassie one, Drew, and unfortunately I don't think he's going to be there.
Well, Lambert would be first picked if I was the selector.
Well, David Cloak has the ball. He's 70 metres out and the crowd want Hogg. He's in the goal square.
Oh,
shocker!
Is that a shocker?
That's a boomerang that won't come back.
Well, he's been coached by James Manson at Collingwood.
I think Cloakey just wants some marking practice. The ball's going to come straight back to him.
Well, let's see if he gets it. He's got Monkhorst to beat. Cloak from the side. He's got backup support. Underwood. Great mark.
He's got better as the game's gone on, Underwood.
Andrew Underwood. Now he's looking for Keys. Or no, Hogg's one out in the goal square. Out comes Hogg. He's got Gaper to beat. Hogg taps it down. That could have been a mark. I think it was to Banks.
Just over a minute and a half remaining. Richmond 153, Collingwood 102. Who would have believed it? Morwood's hand pass to Brown. Pretty long hangover, premiership hangover for the Pies. Brown comes in, Christian. Michael Christian from 60 metres out. Kick drop short. Mark taken by Underwood. Back in defence, off to Stephen Ryan. Matthew Knights at centre wing. He's got Andy Goodwin up the ground who wants it. The crowd want Goodwin to get it. Ticking down to a minute left. Oh, great pass. Lambert. And there's a box on behind play. And who is involved but a Goodwin.
11 kicks. Listen to this, Drew. This is Lambert. 11 kicks and 22 handballs.
Well, Drew, you say that there's a big hangover here. Well, some of these Collingwood players are playing like they're still drunk.
A kick inside 50.
It's a free kick down the ground to Goodwin. I wouldn't tangle with Goodwin. He'd be the last one I'd pick on.
Listen to the crowd rising to Andy Goodwin.
They love him. He's a cult hero here because he's not. Andy Goodwin's not highly skilled. He is just sheer guts.
He's not Royce Hart.
No, he will never be a Royce Hart, but I'll tell you what, he's got a big heart, Andy Goodwin, as he brings it into full forward. Hogg takes front position. Oh, nearly took the mark. Naish on the left foot. Don't tell me he's kicked it. Yes, he has. What a day for the Tigers. Chris Nace has kicked his third. Look at the Richmond supporters. Look at the scoreboard. Richmond 24-15 lead. Collingwood 15-12.
Well, a miraculous goal from Chris Nace. It was almost instinctive. He picked the ball up, spun onto his left foot, and as all good half-forward flankers do, he knew exactly where the goals was, and he threaded it straight through the middle.
It's been a great goal-scoring pocket this weekend. Dougie Hawkins, Leon Cameron. Only seconds remaining. Russell back to Francis. Looked as though he didn't know which way he was running for a minute. And there is the siren. What a victory for the Tigers. Their second win of the year. They've beaten the Premiers by 57 points. A mixture of veterans with David Cloak. There he is against his old team. Didn't he have something to prove? Another veteran was Dale Waitman, who spent the last 5 minutes on the bench. But basically a pack of youngsters, recruits who've failed with chances at other clubs. They've come to Richmond this season. You'd hardly recognise any of those faces in a police lineup, and they have beaten the Premiers by nearly 10 goals. Great scenes here at the MCG, and it's a pity that there aren't more than 28,322 to see it. And Kevin Bartlett must feel really warm in the heart, and he's walked out on the ground and is applauding his team. The Tiger Cubs.
Well, if they come of age, Drew, the big question is, will they go on with it next week? And let's hope for Richmond fans they do. This could go down as their watershed game where they all look back and say, well, that was the day that the Tigers turned it around and came of age.
Great scenes here. Will be a big time in the old Richmond tonight. The Tigers 24-15, 159. Collingwood 15-12, 102.